Survival for all. I start by building a mecha and piloting a Gundam. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 126 finally added a friend. In the friend column, the little lolly from the underground world sent several messages, which basically congratulated Tang Xiaofan for winning the first place in the battle power scoreboard, and then chatted with Tang Xiaofan about the gains of her Black Iron Dwarf castle in the Beast Tide battle. Among them, the most difficult drawings, the little lolly directly exploded 9. This made Tang Xiaofan sigh that she was indeed a little lolly favored by the goddess of luck. Tang Xiaofan took another look at the drawings sent by the little lolly. Most of them were medium and low level drawings, but there was one high level building drawing. High level building drawing, Dwarf Palace. Description: exclusive building of the Dwarf clan, the only building. Effect 1. Greatly increase the loyalty of the dwarf troops in the castle forces. Effect 2. Increase the attack and defense of the dwarf troops by 10%. Effect 3. Greatly increase the probability of the dwarf clan and the local forces to actively surrender. This is simply a golden finger. Tang Xiaofan thinks this exclusive building is simply a permanent buff. So Tang Xiaofan chatted with the little Lalita for a while and told her to build the dwarf palace as soon as possible. This building is a perfect match for the little Lalita's Black Iron Dwarf castle. Its importance is equivalent to the importance of the metal laboratory to the black technology castle, which is absolutely critical. Finally, he received a gift from the little Lalita, a mid-level building blueprint. It is called Liarang Tower. The effect of the building is to light up all unexplored areas within a radius of 10 kilometers. Tang Xiaofan wanted to refuse, but in the end he was persuaded by the little Lalita's sweet voice and accepted the gift. The little Lalita revealed 2 drawings of the Liarang Tower, one for her own use and one for Tang Xiaofan. If it weren't for this reason, Tang Xiaofan probably wouldn't accept it. After all, compared to him, the little Lalita in the underground world needs such a building more. Moreover, Tang Xiaofan's current Mark armor can fly, and lighting up unknown areas is simply a piece of cake for him. After the chat with the little Lalita ended, Tang Xiaofan glanced at the friend request information. Wow, there are hundreds of people who added him as their friend. Even Tang Xiaofan couldn't help but jump when he saw the number of applications. After 2 consecutive wars, the blueprints should be almost universal. Thinking of this, he searched for the keywords in the application information. Factory blueprints. In an instant, only more than 20 people were left. He continued to search. After some elimination, Tang Xiaofan left 7 friend applications. Among the 7 friend applications, most people said they had factory blueprints and wanted to sell them to him. Only one person revealed the factory blueprints and said that they would not sell them and would give them to him. Looking at the friend applicant again, Bear Grylls. Tang Xiaofan's expression was stunned. It's him again. Tang Xiaofan didn't forget this ambitious guy. Bear Grylls, the lord of the top castle, has an ancient giant bear as his troop. During his novice period, he won the world's applause by selling food at a reasonable price. After a series of actions, he helped his popularity soar again and again. Among the castle forces, Bear Grylls' popularity is second only to Tang Xiaofan, respected as the leader by countless castle lords. It is based on this information that Tang Xiaofan believes that this guy is definitely not an ordinary person. He has great ambitions, and it can even be said to be ambition. Of course, this is completely understandable. After all, this is a cruel world of castle hegemony and hegemony among all races, which is enough to give birth to all kinds of people. Tang Xiaofan even believes that in the middle and late stages, the title of emperor will appear on the heads of many castle lords, and they will also establish their own dynasties. No one will refuse such power attraction, and Bai Yi is the best among the castle lords. Even in the Beast Tide event that just ended, Bai Yi also overwhelmed countless castle lords and broke into the top 10 of the battle power scoreboard, reflecting his strength and his ambition for the future. Do you want to add me as a friend? Contact me. Tang Xiaofan looked at the friend request information sent by Bai Yi. Unlike the other castle lords, the factory drawings in Betty Yee's hand were not to be sold to him, but to be given to him. Obviously, he wanted to make friends with him and build a good relationship. You are really persistent. Tang Xiaofan was silent for a while. During this period, he rejected a large number of castle lords who wanted to add him as a friend every day. He occasionally paid attention to it. Among the castle lords he rejected, it seemed that there was always a friend application from Bear Grylls. In his opinion, this behavior was very persistent, and there seemed to be a taste of not giving up until the goal was achieved. Finally, after thinking for a moment, Tang Xiaofan did not refuse again, and chose to agree. He thought he would see what the other party thought first, and it was difficult for him to refuse the attraction from the factory drawings. Not to mention Bear Grylls, even if it was a madman, he would accept the friend application. At most, it would be deleted later. The most important thing was to get the drawings. Calamy Prairie Ancient Giant Bear Castle. The Beast Tide War had ended long ago, and Bear Grylls was leading his ancient giant bear corps to sweep the battlefield. In this Beast Tide War, if the factory drawings that were originally exposed were sold, it could completely make up for the casualties of his troops. However, he still chose to use the drawings in exchange for the opportunity to get closer to Tang Xiaofan. Another reason is that he wants to prove himself. As long as it is what he wants to do, he will succeed. Even if it costs a lot. The harvest is very good. A smile appeared on Betty Yee's cheek. There were bloodstains on his face, and the high-level armor on his body was also stained red by the blood of wild monsters, which added a bit of majestic aura to him. There is new news. Is it the people of the Alliance of Gods looking for me? Betty Yee opened the friend column. The expression on his cheek was stunned. At the same time, his pupils shrank slightly, revealing a hint of surprise. Sure enough, even Tang Xiaofan, who is recognized as the strongest castle lord, can't resist the attraction of the blueprint. Betty Yee's resolute lips raised a smile, and his resentment finally subsided. After adding the friend, he did not hesitate, and immediately sent a message to Tang Xiaofan. It's not easy, my great city lord. I finally added you as my friend. Do you know how many times I applied? Tang Xiaofan looked at such a message and hurriedly said, sorry, there are too many people who add me as their friend, and I don't have time to screen them. Understandable. Betty Yee agreed with this reason. There are also many people who apply to add him as their friend every day. But except for the castle lord who has the top arms, all others were rejected by him. Compared with him, Tang Xiaofan rarely appears in the world chat channel, has not formed any alliance forces, and has not maintained the so-called personal connections. Naturally, it is difficult to add Tang Xiaofan as a friend. So far, it seems that only one person named Tang Xiaofan's little follower is regarded as the person closest to Tang Xiaofan. But similarly, no one has added little follower as a friend. Tang Xiaofan and his little follower seem to be independent of the castle's power circle. Tang Xiaofan said, let's get down to business. How do you sell the factory blueprints in your hand? Chapter 127 was deleted after just 2 sentences. Hearing Tang Xiaofan's direct alienation, Bear Grylls frowned and replied, it was agreed that it was given to you as a gift. Tang Xiaofan smiled and said, haha, free things are always the most expensive, so you should name a price. Bear Grylls raised his eyebrows slightly, and after thinking for a moment, he replied, Tang Xiaofan, I sincerely invite you to join our Alliance of Gods. So far, our Alliance of Gods has nearly 40 top castle lords. It will definitely become the most powerful alliance among castle forces. He told the truth, and spared no effort to promote. The original intention of establishing the Alliance of Gods was to fight against your demon army. But I hope we can become allies and sweep across the local forces of the continent of gods and demons together. After you join the Alliance will consider giving you a seat as a counselor. Counselors are upper level managers in the Alliance. As long as you join our Alliance of Gods, in the near future, you will have an extremely powerful background force, which will promote the rapid development of your Black Technology Castle. In the Black Technology Castle, Tang Xiaofan looked at the reply message from Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls' words were not exaggerated. Each top castle lord has a bright future, and it is not difficult to create a powerful force. Among hundreds of castle lords, the number of castle lords with top level arms does not exceed 100. And the Gods Alliance they formed now has nearly 40 top castle lords. And how many top castle lords will join the Gods Alliance in the future? It can be foreseen that, as long as it is properly managed, and there is no big disturbance that causes the Gods Alliance to collapse, then the Gods Alliance will inevitably become the most powerful alliance among the castle forces. This is without a doubt. And the counselors of the Gods Alliance, the upper level managers, this is obviously an extremely tempting position. Whenever the Gods Alliance develops, the counselors at the top are equivalent to standing at the top of the castle power and will have an extremely terrifying power. It is not an exaggeration to say that just moving a foot can make the world tremble. If any castle lord were in this position, it would be difficult to resist the attraction and would definitely choose to join the Gods Alliance without hesitation. However, Tang Xiaofan refused. If he joins the Alliance of Gods, wouldn't that mean he is bowing to the top castle lords who formed the Alliance of Gods to fight against him? Although he doesn't care about these, he still wants to see whether his black technology castle is stronger or the Alliance of Gods is stronger. He even wants to say whether he can beat dozens of castle lords alone. He has the confidence. Of course, these words cannot be said to Bear Grylls, as that would be a provocation. After Tang Xiaofan refused, he said to Bear Grylls, "Give me a new price. Would you not consider it? I think the Alliance of Gods has great development prospects. As long as we join, the power of our alliance will be invincible. Even the local empires in the central area can be swept away." Tang Xiaofan laughed and refused, simply not considering it for now. Bear Grylls was helpless. However, he was mentally prepared. As the strongest castle lord recognized by the official, Tang Xiaofan could not be pulled in by just a few words and a few pie in the sky. Yi was not very surprised by Tang Xiaofan's refusal. "Let's talk about it later. This blueprint is a gift from me to you, just as a friendship. Ask a price." Looking at the simple and rough reply in the friend's message, Yi rubbed his forehead. It seems that it is not easy to make friends with Tang Xiaofan and build a good relationship. Yi thought about it and replied, "Okay, then 300 soul stones. This is a friend's price." For the castle lords at the bottom, the value of the factory blueprint is not worth 50 energy stones, and no one will even buy it. Because the production of this thing requires a lot of resources, and it has no combat use, it is far less useful than a defense tower blueprint. But for the top castle lords, it is worth at least 500 energy stones. As for Tang Xiaofan, the value of the factory blueprint is currently more than 1000 energy stones. If Yi offers 1000 energy stones, Tang Xiaofan will definitely buy it. It's nothing more than blacklisting after the transaction. Yi also knew this, so in order to maintain a good relationship with Tang Xiaofan, he did not give a black-hearted price. Deal. Okay. Then Yi put the factory blueprint on the trading area. The exchange price was 300 soul stones, and designated Tang Xiaofan as the exchanger. Yi saw the factory blueprint disappear from the trading area, and there was a message prompting him to harvest 300 soul stones. He did not feel distressed. For him, the factory blueprint can be fought again, but the friendship with Tang Xiaofan is of great significance. He chatted with Tang Xiaofan for a few more words. Suddenly, Yi seemed to remember something, and asked Tang Xiaofan, "Can you tell me what the only reward for the Beast Tide event is?" "Want to know?" "Yes. Divine object, the heart of the dynasty." Divine object. Yi took a deep breath. He felt that the heart of the dynasty must have an important relationship with the establishment of a kingdom or even an empire in the future. Its value is comparable to that of a divine artifact. Yi is ready to continue asking, wanting to know what the effect of the heart of the dynasty is. At this moment, he suddenly received a friend message prompt. "Your friend Tang Xiaofan has deleted you, and you can't send messages." This prompt shocked Bear Grylls. They were just chatting well, and even made a friendship deal, but Tang Xiaofan deleted him. Demolishing the bridge after crossing the river? What the hell is this? Bear Grylls was strongly stimulated and very dissatisfied. Even if it is killing the donkey after it has done its job, it doesn't make sense to kill the donkey so soon. Bear Grylls pouted inwardly. He is not a donkey. After all, he is very angry now. He immediately wants to apply again, to add Tang Xiaofan as a friend, and then question Tang Xiaofan why he did this. The application message has been entered, but in the end, Bear Grylls still didn't send it out. Because at this moment he has gradually calmed down and understood the reason why Tang Xiaofan deleted him. After all, Tang Xiaofan and him have no friendship. The only connection is his factory drawing. In view of the factory drawings and the friendship price, Tang Xiaofan would not delete him. The two sides could occasionally chat in the future to discuss the future development of the castle forces to promote relations. This is also his inner thought. With the help of the factory drawings, he got closer to Tang Xiaofan. However, the two were originally friends in Danshu, but he peeped into Tang Xiaofan's secrets and asked about the only reward for the Beast Tide event. This made the friendship between Danshu instantly become a stranger and then produced a bad feeling. Tang Xiaofan did not refuse and satisfied his wish, replying to him the divine object, the heart of the dynasty. Then he returned his favor, and the two had no connection anymore. Therefore, Tang Xiaofan deleted him directly and did not want to have anything to do with him. Tang Xiaofan doesn't want others to pee into his secrets. I don't like people who pee into his secrets. After thinking it through, Benny Yi was full of regrets. He was too curious and too purposeful, and the timing of the inquiry was wrong. Chapter 128 Everything for a Happier Life. Not only did he lose the precious factory drawings, but he also deleted his friends. A good card was played badly. It's too late to explain now. Benny Yi knew that, even if he continued to apply to add friends, he would definitely be rejected by Tang Xiaofan. From this incident, Benny Yi already knew that Tang Xiaofan was a person who had a clear distinction between love and hate. If he liked someone, he liked him, and if he didn't like someone, he didn't like him. Tang Xiaofan would not give him face, just because he was the so-called recognized big brother. What is this? A steel straight man? Benny Yi rubbed his forehead. It was not easy to conquer a straight man. He said to himself, it seems that I can only wait for the right time to explain to Tang Xiaofan and ease the relationship. It's not that I have gained nothing. At least I have figured out Tang Xiaofan's personality, so it will be much easier to get along with him in the future. Thinking of this, Benny Yi also comforted himself. Otherwise, there is no good way. It was not easy to get a factory blueprint, so that I could get in touch with Tang Xiaofan. Although I don't know why the other party wants to collect this kind of blueprint, it stands to reason that factory blueprints are the least practical blueprints. Unless the army is the worst army, such as farmers, all top castle lords will not choose this series of blueprints to develop, because all factories need people to operate, and they also need a lot of manpower. The castle lord whose first army is not farmers will not want factory blueprints at all. In the Black Technology Castle, Tang Xiaofan didn't pay any attention to Benny Yi's thoughts at this moment, but was chatting with the other 6 friends. As for Benny Yi's affairs, he had thrown them behind his mind. Benny Yi is too purposeful and not suitable for contact. At least now Tang Xiaofan doesn't like people with such a personality. He believes that if Benny Yi's castle, the ancient giant bear castle, develops with the support of the Alliance of Gods, then in the future, Benny Yi's castle forces are very likely to become the rulers of a region, establish a dynasty, and proclaim himself emperor. Regarding this, Tang Xiaofan will not doubt that Benny Yi has this ability. After all, Benny Yi has made it to the 10th place in the battle power rankings, and he himself stands at the top of hundreds of castle lords. With the support of the Alliance of Gods, Benny Yi's future will be very bright. Tang Xiaofan is not willing to contact such a person with a strong purpose. Unlike the little Lalita in the underground world, who is obedient, well-behaved, and sensible. Even if the environment she is in is very dangerous, the little Lalita is very optimistic and even comforts Tang Xiaofan in return. Tell Tang Xiaofan not to worry about her, and often tell Tang Xiaofan that her dwarf warrior is very powerful and can protect her safety. Tang Xiaofan has never heard bad news from little Lalita. Every time after chatting with little Lalita, Tang Xiaofan's mood will become very good, although he will often be hit by lucky little Lalita. In comparison, he still likes little Lalita more. The 6 castle lords in the friend column are all the ones who brought factory blueprints to Tang Xiaofan. From this, it can be seen that the explosion rate of factory blueprints is not high. But for Tang Xiaofan, the importance of factory blueprints is obvious. After a round of communication, Tang Xiaofan deleted 5 of the castle lords. One of them wanted to sell the factory blueprint in his hand to him at the sky-high price of 2,000 soulstones. After a round of bargaining, the castle lord told Tang Xiaofan that the minimum must not be less than 1,000 soulstones. Tang Xiaofan didn't say anything and deleted it directly. If it was in the middle and late stages, he would buy it without hesitation, but now his soulstones are very precious and need to be used to upgrade the farmer's factory. At this stage, it is not worth using 1,000 soulstones to exchange for a low-level factory blueprint. In addition, the 4 castle lords he deleted, Tang Xiaofan talked to one of the castle lords for a long time, but finally found that he was fooled. Because that person did not have the blueprint at all, his purpose was just to find out the information of the only reward from him. Tang Xiaofan decisively blocked this kind of person and listed him as a hostile castle force. The other 3 castle lords did not offer a high price, but wanted Tang Xiaofan to make a promise. That is, in the future castle war, Tang Xiaofan needed to help their castle forces. Tang Xiaofan's promise could not be a casual remark, but an agreement had to be signed. These 3 castle lords were smart people and knew what it meant to maximize benefits. So, Tang Xiaofan deleted them. In the end, only 1 castle lord was left, offering 200 soulstones. This was a fair price, not black or greedy. Tang Xiaofan chose to buy it, and soon Tang Xiaofan had an extra low-level factory blueprint in his hand. After a long time of tossing, he got 2 factory blueprints, which was not a waste of time. When closing the friend column, Tang Xiaofan glanced at the newly added friend Yizu, I-self. If Yizu's troops are I-selves, then her castle power will be very terrifying. Unfortunately, elemental elves are not a type of troops that can be recruited directly. Only certain arms can be upgraded to elemental elves after achieving bloodline evolution. During the chat, Yizu also revealed that her arms were high-level arms, the Ice Demon Bear, and had nothing to do with the Ice Elemental Elves. She just named the castle the Ice Elf House because her castle was located in the ice field, adjacent to the Ice and Snow Kingdom. As for why she wanted to sell the factory blueprint, the reason was very simple. She lacks soulstones. With another 200 soulstones, her arms building could be upgraded to level 3. Moreover, the factory blueprint was a waste for her. Her Ice Demon Bear couldn't start the factory, and she had to wait until she caught the arms of her human subordinates before she could start working. By dusk, the blood moon was looming. A faint blood light enveloped the whole world. The dense forest outside the Black Technology Castle quickly became gloomy. However, no roars of wild monsters could be heard, and even the figures of bad monsters were very rare. The beast-tide battle greatly reduced the number of wild monsters in the nearby dense forests. It can almost be said that this area was bloodbathed. Not only Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle, but also castles all over the world were very quiet. If nothing unexpected happens, tonight will be a peaceful night. It is also the most secure blood moon night so far. The castle battlefield has been cleaned up, and the corpses of monsters are piled up together. The farmers are collecting and decomposing the corpses of monsters, and the food and monster materials they obtain are automatically stored in the castle warehouse. The spoils of the beast-tide battle were also gathered in Tang Xiaofan's hands. Looking at the piles of soulstones and a stack of blue drawings in front of him, Tang Xiaofan smiled brightly. I wonder if the farmer's factory can summon female farmers after it is upgraded to level 4. And can there be new factory drawings? It's worth looking forward to. Soon, the lives of the farmers will be more colorful. What Tang Xiaofan is looking forward to is that he and his compatriots can live happily in the other world. The first thing, upgrade the farmer's factory. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129 The Violent and Powerful Female Farmer. Blue Star, Live Broadcast Channel. All netizens were stunned. Tang Xiaofan, alone, killed more than 10,000 wild monsters. Yeah, I counted them, at least more than 10,000. Do we need to count? The points ranking list is so obvious. He has more than 400,000 points, and the others are so far behind. You are all right. But why do some people still think that Tang Xiaofan is weak and can be bullied? What kind of anti-demon alliance? They don't want to live. Hey, what else could it be? These people are completely arrogant. They think Tang Xiaofan is just lucky or a demon. They don't think that if Tang Xiaofan is the same as them, would the result be like this? By the way, did you see that Silo? Big Ivan, Little Fatty, or Big Mushroom? Yeah, 80% likely. Hey, how can we make those idiots understand? Hey, no matter how happy those people dance, can they withstand the Big Mushroom? What alliance of gods? I think it's more like the Death Alliance. The program crew of today's Gods and Demons continent was very excited. Everyone was very happy, except Zhang Xiaoxiao of course. International conventions have long banned the use of giant mushrooms. What's the use of this thing? Fuck. Yuki stroked her hair helplessly, ignoring this big mouth, and asked everyone else. Everyone is so happy. Director, please introduce this tower to the audience. The director's face was flushed, and he was about to laugh with joy. Hearing Yuki's question, he nodded and said, okay, everyone, we see that there is a new tower in Tang Xiaofan's castle. This is it. Director, push the camera. The director pushed the camera over and saw the tower with flashing warning lights. It had been surrounded by a wall, and there were soldiers in armor patrolling inside and outside the wall. Okay, this tower is commonly known as the Big Mushroom, haha, you all know it. And this technology is very advanced. It can even be said to be a regular Big Mushroom, pollution free, easy to deploy, and fast to deliver. Of course, we have already mastered this technology in Lango now. Of course, it is not as convenient as Tang Xiaofan's application. But the biggest function of the Big Mushroom is not to fight. Let others know that you have it. Then, after seeing the Big Mushroom, they want to take action. They have to think carefully. Win the battle without fighting. Black Technology Castle, 2156 soul stones. 6 blueprints. In addition to the 2 factory blueprints obtained from the transaction just now, and the Liaolang Tower blueprint from the Little Lali, I now have a total of 9 blueprints. Just in terms of blueprints, this beast tide event made Tang Xiaofan earn a lot. But his first priority is to choose to upgrade the farmer factory. I had 4150 soul stones in reserve before, and I used 500 of them to buy the blueprints. I still have 3650 soul stones. With the harvest from the beast tide battle, I still have 5806 soul stones in total. To upgrade the farmer's factory to level 4, you need to consume 5000 soul stones. All conditions are met. Tang Xiaofan did not hesitate, and immediately came to the vicinity of the farmer's factory. Do you want to upgrade the military building? Farmer's factory, yes, no upgrade. As Tang Xiaofan whispered, the farmer's factory suddenly burst into a rich golden light, and the entire iron house was shrouded in golden light. Tang Xiaofan was not in a hurry, waiting for the farmer's factory to be upgraded. After about 10 seconds, the golden light finally dissipated. The upgraded farmer's factory appeared in Tang Xiaofan's field of vision. First of all, the most intuitive thing is that the iron house of the farmer's factory has become a formal room, a bit like a laboratory. Of course, it is also the kind of simple, outdoor use. Then, Tang Xiaofan checked the construction information of the farmer factory. Farmer factory, unique arms building, level 4, can specify to summon ordinary female farmers, Terminator guides, forging masters, food masters, architects, fighting masters and mechanical masters, junior researchers, middle school teachers, electrical engineers, material engineers, painters, musicians, performing artists. Upgrade required. 10,000 soul stones. PS. Level 4 farmer factory has a general probability of summoning farmers with special abilities. Level 4 farmer factory you can summon so many professions. The most important thing is that there are female farmers. Tang Xiaofan was overjoyed. Finally, this alien castle full of bachelors can have some laughter. What's the point of delaying? Tang Xiaofan immediately asked Jarvis to count the number of farmers in the castle. Sir, 1,780 farmers have been summoned, including 1,020 combat soldiers, 538 ordinary farmers, and 240 special occupations. Okay, summon 1,800 female farmers. With Tang Xiaofan's order, strong women came out of the farmer factory one after another. Although some of them looked pretty, their strong arms made Tang Xiaofan understand that female farmers were also farmers. Of course, Tang Xiaofan couldn't assign these women directly to the original farmers. He began to expand the city, dormitory buildings, kitchens, farmland for food production, animal pens, theaters, and libraries. He planned to build more of these buildings that could be rebuilt so that the farmers could have a richer life. Of course, the most popular place is a basketball court. When the female farmers summoned by Tang Xiaofan came to the sidelines to watch the game, they almost caused a riot on the court. When the farmers saw the female farmers, they started a crazy performance like bulls in heat. Zhang Yi, this guy, actually performed a dunk from the middle of the court. This stinky boy is too eager to show off. Tang Xiaofan originally planned to hold a meeting with these soldiers and farmers to communicate, and not to harass the female farmers casually. However, he saw a female farmer snatch the basketball with her backhand, knocked Zhang Yi down with an iron elbow, and then held the basketball and kicked the basketball stand over, stuffed the basketball in, shook her finger at Zhang Yi, and looked contemptuous. This time, the laughter of the whole court scared you, but Tang Xiaofan withdrew. These female farmers don't need him to take care of them at all. Just don't bully the male farmers. Of course, he has no intention of letting the female farmers intervene on the battlefield yet. After returning to his bedroom in the castle, Tang Xiaofan began to check the supplies. Tang Xiaofan took a look at the remaining soulstones. Soulstones, 806. It seems that there is still a long way to go before the farmer's factory is upgraded to level 5 and the demand for 10,000 soulstones is met. However, Tang Xiaofan felt that he could still hope for it. As long as he continued to attack the local forces and castle forces in the surrounding dense forests and expand the hunting range, it would not take a long time to collect 10,000 soulstones. Chapter 130, Construction of a Light Air Vehicle Factory. He turned to look at the stack of blue drawings in his hand. 6 of them showed unknown. They were the harvest from the Beast Tide War. The other 3, one from Bear Grylls, one from Little Lalita in the underground world, and one from Lizu in the Arctic. As for the 6 unknown drawings, he identified them and was lucky. He got 2 arrow tower drawings, 1 angel house, 1 skeleton warrior building drawing, and the last one was a factory drawing, which turned out to be a light airport factory. Seeing this, Tang Xiaofan felt much more relaxed. It seemed that his luck was still very good, and it could even be said that he had a big burst of luck. Tang Xiaofan kept the 2 arrow tower drawings and didn't use them. His castle didn't need such low-level defensive buildings, so he threw these 2 drawings directly into the trading channel. Auction soulstone. The auction time limit is 3 full hours. He directly built the drawings of the angel house. So far, the Black Technology Castle has 5 more exquisite courtyards, which look very good. Tang Xiaofan himself did not live there, but let the 2 little angels live there. Although the angel house is a residential building and is not very useful now, it is still good to make up for the emptiness of the castle. At least 2 little angels can be arranged. It is not appropriate for these 2 girls to live together with a big man like me. In the future, souls of other races will join the temple. When they are transformed into angels, they can live in the angel courtyard. As for the angels and farmers, Tang Xiaofan does not intend to let them have too much communication. The 2 sides are completely different creatures. When integrated into the belief system of the god and demon continent, angels are more competent. The 4th blueprint is the skeleton warriors building blueprint. It can be seen from the name that this is a troop building blueprint. Yes, just like the farmer's factory, you can summon troops after it is built. It seems that it should be possible to summon skeleton warriors As long as it is, a castle is equivalent to having 2 troop buildings, and you can summon double troop types. Its significance is extremely significant. For the castle lords with powerful top-level arms, skeleton warriors can be an effective supplement. For the weak castle lords, skeleton warriors can be used as the main arms. After all, skeleton warriors have a powerful ability to resurrect. Because of this, its value is absolutely amazing. Tang Xiaofan can confidently say that the value of this blueprint is comparable to that of a divine weapon. The only regret is, I can't use this blueprint. What a pity. Tang Xiaofan sighed slightly. It's not that he can't use it. If he wants, he can consume resources and directly build this arms building to summon skeleton warriors. However, it involves the issue of core capabilities. His core ability is the black technology brought by Jarvis, and all these black technologies are built around humans. And the skeleton warriors are obviously not human, but monsters belonging to the evil dark camp. For monsters, it is definitely no problem to make them bloodthirsty and let them attack. Letting them drive is not as good as a pig. If the skeleton warriors of the undead system appear in his castle, it will also cause camp conflicts, which is not conducive to the future development of the castle's power. Of course, there is another important reason. Skeleton warriors are monsters, and he doesn't look down on them. Tang Xiaofan is a typical anthropologist. He believes that humans are the masters of the god and demon continent and even all other worlds. Skeleton warrior architectural drawings, faction, dark, evil, undead, summonable, skeleton warrior, intermediate. There is a low probability of summoning undead soldiers such as skeleton knight and skeleton mage. Construction requirements: 100,000 units of wood, 50,000 units of stone, 10,000 units of refined iron, 5,000 units of sulfur. Special reminder: when you build a skeleton warrior building, your castle forces will be assigned to the dark camp. Greatly increase the hatred value of the light, lawful, and good camps towards your castle heat. This blueprint does not belong to me. This is where Tang Xiaofan feels regretful. It's not easy for his luck to explode, and a new troop building blueprint exploded, but he couldn't use it. This is the most hurtful, but its value cannot be ignored. Tang Xiaofan contacted the little loli in the underground world and asked her if she wanted it. He thought about it this way. First of all, the Dark Iron Dwarves are not from the Light Camp. They are neutral like humans. There should be no problem for the little loli's castle to accept the skeleton warriors. Secondly, if there is a second army building, the little loli's castle will be safer. After all, she is in the dark underground world, which is much more dangerous than the ground, and the local forces are mostly dark and evil, and much stronger. Unexpectedly, the little loli heard that it was a skeleton undead army, and her face turned pale immediately, and she hurriedly refused. Tang Xiaofan, Kena doesn't want the undead. That thing is very scary. Kena is very scared. But your Dark Iron Dwarves seem to be very fierce, right? Tang Xiaofan, you don't know. Although the Dark Iron Dwarf uncles look fierce, they are all good people, all kind-hearted uncles. Okay. Tang Xiaofan also felt that his question was a bit redundant. How could a creature like a little loli like the undead? If she had been undead when she first descended, she might think the undead were cute, right? Besides, she is only a 13 or 14-year-old girl. If she is accompanied by the undead all day and all night, her character that has not yet grown up will gradually become distorted. You have to know that people will be affected by the environment. Since the little loli Kena doesn't want it, then I can only auction it. Tang Xiaofan didn't feel reluctant. He directly put this blueprint on the trading channel. Skeleton warrior type building blueprint can summon the middle level troop skeleton warrior, and there is a chance to summon the more powerful undead troop skeleton knights and skeleton mages. Starting price: 2,000 soul stones. After throwing it up, Tang Xiaofan didn't care and looked at the fifth blueprint, which was also the most perfect harvest of his luck value. The fifth blueprint is the airport factory blueprint. Tang Xiaofan's eyes are fixed on the last blueprint. This blueprint is the fundamental reason why he feels that he has a big explosion of luck. Light airport factory blueprint. It can be seen very directly that this is a blueprint for a factory that produces light aerial vehicles. As long as it has it, the castle is equivalent to having 2 vehicle factories. Its significance is extremely significant. Its value is absolutely amazing. Tang Xiaofan can confidently say that the value of this blueprint is comparable to that of a divine weapon. Now, my 3-dimensional offensive means are just short of space. It just so happens that I have recruited a lot of female farmers, so I can let them be drivers, to distinguish them from male farmers. Jarvis, can these vehicles be connected to the network? Tang Xiaofan contacted Jarvis. He didn't want the vehicles he built to be taken away by others and used by others. Yes, sir. The highest control authority of all vehicles is in my hands. People from other forces cannot use them without authorization. Tang Xiaofan sighed slightly. Jarvis was too powerful. Chapter 131. The first test flight of the Pelican aircraft. Since everything is under control, why hesitate? Tang Xiaofan came to the heavy factory and started to build the light airport factory. Unexpectedly, the factory was much larger and almost occupied all the remaining space in the city. Then, the factory was built an array of light. Then a group of farmers ran in automatically and started to work. Looking at the bright lights in the factory, Tang Xiaofan nodded with satisfaction. He opened the factory's production menu and found that only one vehicle could be produced at present. Big Pelican airship, loading capacity 5 tons, attack, aviation machine gun, defense, anti-aircraft armor pilot. 3 people, my goodness, this plane looks like a huge flying bird with a fat belly. The wings on both sides are steerable propellers, and it looks like it can take off and land vertically. Do you want to produce the Big Pelican airship? Yes, no produce. With Tang Xiaofan's order, the light airport factory began to operate. Not long after, a huge plane appeared over the airport. The grey fuselage was painted with the number 001. The wings were very long and wide, and the most eye-catching thing was the huge propellers on both sides. The plane was pushed out by the mechanical arm in the factory. At this time, the female farmer who was still fighting for the ball with the soldiers on the court. Suddenly 3 people put down the basketball and turned around and ran over. They climbed onto the plane in a few seconds and appeared in the cockpit. They had changed into flight suits. Sir, I have taken over the number 001 Pelican plane. Now I will start the test flight. Please approve it. Tang Xiaofan waved his hand and approved it. Prepare for takeoff. Clear the airspace. Take off. The 3 female farmers skillfully operated the plane and rose on the spot. The huge roar resounded throughout the castle. Everyone put down their work and looked up at this huge plane. Tang Xiaofan called Zhang Yi and Zhana and asked them to wear the armor equipped with the arc reactor to escort the plane on its first test flight. After receiving the order, the 2 quickly put on their armor and took off. Looking at the huge plane leaving, Tang Xiaofan was not idle either and called the construction workers again. Because the current black technology town needs to be readjusted, Jarvis has begun to adjust the layout and arrangement of the city wall according to this beast-type battle. It seems that Jarvis wants to bring the design ideas of the bastion here. The main thing is to consider that several large areas will be divided in the future, and the scale will become larger and larger in the future. A small castle can no longer meet the needs of development. Fortunately, the production efficiency of the God and Demon continent is extremely high, and the stone workshop can quickly produce new city walls. Jianai, you should start the construction of the airport immediately. Open up an area in the north of the castle and build an airport. The airport should include a takeoff and landing area, a hangar, a maintenance workshop, and a lounge. The most important thing is to build a high tower to serve as a command platform. Jarvis will give you the drawings later. Just follow his design and do it as soon as possible. You should also build a wall near the airport to leave a place for defense. In addition, you need to build a chariot garage next to the airport to serve as a defensive fortification. Jianai and others were very happy at this moment. They were ready to do a big job. They had already rented the dormitory in the city. This was the first time they had started such a large project. They were very excited. After the calculation is completed, if there is not enough manpower, come to me. Yes, my lord. After the airport and chariot garage were built, Tang Xiaofan planned to start producing Vulture light armored trucks and Pelican airships. to start the flow of materials within his rule. Let resources become the cornerstone of their own development and develop rapidly, leaving other forces that rely on manual transportation far behind. Now let's wait for the first trial voyage to end. At the same time, Tang Xiaofan also glanced at the trading area and found that some castle owners were selling blueprints. However, the prices were very high. Even after Tang Xiaofan took a first look, he didn't want to take a second look. Only a building blueprint called the Space Teleportation Magic Array caught Tang Xiaofan's attention. Teleportation array? Does it mean that people from other places can be teleported directly here? Tang Xiaofan thought of the little lolly again. If a two-way teleportation magic array can be built, then he can send farmers to help the little lolly guard the castle. He immediately checked the specific information of this blueprint. Advanced building, space teleportation magic array, number of uses, unlimited, description. At the cost of consuming soul stones, you can teleport to the location of the corresponding magic array. The more things you teleport, the greater the energy consumption, and vice versa. Special reminder, at least 2 teleportation magic arrays are required for teleportation. Construction requirements: 30,000 units of wood, 20,000 units of stone, 5,000 units of refined iron. Starting price: 500 soul stones. Auction time limit: 1 day. Auction cushion, elf garden 2 are needed for teleportation. Tang Xiaofan frowned. This is not good news. In other words, even if he bids high for the blueprint of the teleportation magic array and builds the magic array, he cannot teleport the little Lalita in the underground world to him. He needs to build a teleportation magic array building in the little Lalita's Black Iron Dwarf castle. Anyway, let's bid first. In Tang Xiaofan's view, the value of the teleportation magic array is still very high. When the Black Technology Castle and the Black Iron Dwarf Castle have teleportation magic arrays, his warrior corps can use the teleportation array to kill into the underground world where the little Lalita is and open up a new hunting area. With 2 hunting areas under his control, the development speed of the Black Technology Castle will inevitably be faster. The most important thing is that his castle power can be extended to the underground world. It is of great significance. It's just a little expensive. The starting price is 500 soul stones, and the final transaction price is bound to be more than 1000 soul stones. Tang Xiaofan looked at his soulstone reserve of 806, and the balance was insufficient. However, he still had 2 arrow tower blueprints and a skeleton warrior species building blueprint for auction. If everything went well, it would be no difficulty to get this teleportation magic circle blueprint. Thinking of this, Tang Xiaofan did not hesitate to participate in the auction. On the other side, the world chat channel also exploded, and the root cause was the skeleton warrior species building blueprint auction by Tang Xiaofan. You know, this is a military building blueprint. With it, any castle force at present can have 2 military buildings, double the recruitment of military forces, and the castle forces will increase their strength in an explosive way. This is definitely a great opportunity that can't be found. Although no one knows why Tang Xiaofan didn't stay, it doesn't affect them all falling into madness. Chapter 132, The Castle Lords Raising Money. Therefore, after the skeleton soldier's construction blueprint appeared, the castle lords belonging to the dark, evil, and undead camps were already died when they found out that the blueprint was being auctioned. Oh my god. Boss Tang Xiaofan actually revealed the army's construction blueprint. I suspect this may be the first army's construction blueprint revealed at this stage. Boss Tang Xiaofan is so lucky. To be honest, I'm jealous. This is an army's construction blueprint. The significance of war is beyond imagination. It makes people envious to the point of madness. It makes people jealous to the point of madness. It makes people incompetent to the point of madness. Why wasn't I the one who leaked this blueprint? My troop type is the skeleton warrior. If I have 2 skeleton warrior buildings, I will have double the happiness. Don't cry upstairs. Actively participate in the auction. What are the castle lords of the undead camp waiting for? You will make money if you bid. Big brother Tang Xiaofan has already put a bright road in front of you. Its value, even a blind man can see. I want to bid too, but unfortunately I don't have enough soul stones. Yeah, you are worthy of being a profiteer. The starting price is 2,000 soul stones. I'm afraid I don't even have the qualifications to participate in the auction. Big brother Tang Xiaofan deserves the name of a profiteer. What does the person above know? That is to say, at this stage, if this type of troop building blueprint is placed in the later stage and the castle power develops, let alone 2,000 soul stones, even 20,000 soul stones may not be able to buy it. The value of the troop building blueprint is comparable to that of a divine weapon. Agree. Why doesn't Big Brother Tang Xiaofan use this blueprint himself? Big Brother Tang Xiaofan must not like it. His troop type is a demon. Compared with a demon, what is a skeleton warrior? But skeleton warriors are undead, while demons are evil and dark. The presence of these two types of soldiers in the same castle will not cause faction conflicts. Isn't that perfect? What you said makes sense, right? Brother Tang Xiaofan's soldiers are not demons? That's impossible. So much evidence points to the faction of Brother Tang Xiaofan's soldiers being demons. How could it not be? Maybe, Brother Tang Xiaofan's soldiers are demons. Then why did he sell this soldier building blueprint? Because he has too many soldiers, and he doesn't even bother to summon such low level soldiers. Your guess is terrible. Agree. So no matter what, Brother Tang Xiaofan will put the blueprint up for auction in exchange for soul stones. He needs a lot of soul stones to upgrade several soldier buildings. That's right. So envious. Envy +1. Don't say too much. I've already taken action. Even if it delays the upgrade speed of existing soldier buildings, I must get this skeleton warrior soldier building blueprint. Dream on. The blueprint is mine, don't fight. Just give up. Haha, who's afraid of who when it comes to money? All of a sudden, a large number of dark, evil, and undead castle lords stood up. Among them, the weakest was also a high-level castle lord, and there were also top castle lords. They were very jealous of this military construction blueprint and wanted to get it. In the Alliance of Gods, there was chaos inside, and many castle lords appeared and were shocked by the skeleton warrior construction blueprint. They were all quite surprised. Fuck, is Tang Xiaofan crazy? He's even willing to put up the blueprints for the military buildings for auction? Tang Xiaofan's military is the demon, and there will be no faction conflict with the undead. Why put it up for auction? Can't you just summon it yourself? If it were me, I would really use it myself. The military building blueprints are of great significance. If they are auctioned off, it means that the person owns 2 military buildings. The development speed will increase rapidly. Isn't this creating trouble for your future self? Tang Xiaofan is very confident. He won't care about these things. After all, he's a demon. I can't understand it. Okay, don't worry about what others think. Now is your time to shine. Lend me some soul stones. Kinda, are you going to bid for that blueprint too? Of course, my initial military is the undead, and it's a long-range magic type. The skeleton warriors who can fight in close combat are a perfect match for my initial military. Stop talking nonsense and lend me all the soul stones in your hands. I still have some soul stones, but I keep them for upgrading military buildings. I'm also preparing to upgrade the level 4 troop building. Damn, are you still friends? Friends are friends, but soul stones are the most important. Can I pay you back double? Sign a notarized agreement. Aren't you afraid that I will default on the debt? Of course I'm not afraid of defaulting on the debt. But what if you die? In the end, this undead castle lord borrowed a large amount of soul stones from many people, and all of them signed an agreement to pay back double within 2 weeks. This undead castle lord immediately participated in the auction with soul stones, and other castle lords also made a lot of money, and everyone was happy. Coincidentally, in the entire castle force, there are also many castle lords who borrow soul stones everywhere. For them, the skeleton warriors building drawings are simply too attractive. The value is comparable to that of a divine weapon. Even if they risk their lives and owe debts everywhere, they must bid for this troop building blueprint. Because as long as they bid, they can own 2 troop buildings, and there is a great probability that they will stand at the top of the castle power in the future. This concerns their future destiny. How can they not go crazy? In a dark bone fortress in the burial ground, a figure wearing black armor looked at the ring emitting white light in his hand, and was in a daze. It seems that this ring is destined not to belong to me. This is a holy weapon belonging to the light camp. It was a random reward she got when she got the 3rd place in the battle power scoreboard during the Beast Tide event. She is the master of the Death Knight country. As a human, she has no discomfort wearing this ring of light, but the Death Knights under her command are unwilling to get close to her, which is disgusted by the light breath emitted by the ring. Are you sure you choose to use the current equipment to participate in the auction? Discount 3,500 soulstones. Yes. No. The figure curled his lips in dissatisfaction. In her opinion, this holy weapon level ring is enough to sell at least 100,000 soulstones in the middle and late stages, and it may even be more. After all, it is a holy weapon, equipment used by holy level strongmen. But now it can only be discounted by 3,500 soulstones, which is a big loss. But she has no choice. She was alone and didn't need friends, so naturally she had no friends to borrow soulstones from. The soulstones in the castle were not enough to bid for the skeleton warrior's architectural drawings. She could only suffer a loss at a discount. Yes. In an instant, the people in the trading area bid for the skeleton warrior's architectural drawings, but not long after, the bidding price rose again. The figure's face darkened. He immediately summoned the Death Knight Corps and said murderously, "Follow me to go hunting." Yes, Lord. Chapter 133 Discovering the New Castle Lord's Power. As expected by Tang Xiaofan, when he put the skeleton warriors building blueprint on the trading area, the popularity of the world chat channel exploded instantly. After all, this is a military building. Owning it is equivalent to owning 2 military buildings. Those castle lords belonging to the Dark Camp were very jealous and crazy. The bidding price in the trading channel was rising steadily. It started to stagnate from 2,400 soulstones and soon began to rise again. In general, the bidding was quite hot. The power of this blueprint bomb is very strong. If it was a military building blueprint of the Light Camp, Tang Xiaofan would also put it up for auction. Not to mention that it was a run-dead system. Not only did the little loli dislike it, but he himself also disliked it. In short, it's not bad to exchange for a large amount of soulstones. At least it can make my military building farmer factory upgrade to level 5 at a faster speed and summon more special farmers. Compared with farmers, skeleton warriors seem very weak. And after farmers wear mark armor, one farmer can fight tens of thousands of skeleton warriors. Under such a gap in ability, the skeleton warrior building blueprints, and even other so-called top-level military building blueprints, are worthless to Tang Xiaofan. He doesn't even need the dragon's military. Not to mention the skeleton warriors. Just like what the top castle lords of the Gods Alliance discussed, they think Tang Xiaofan is very confident. They are not afraid that the castle lord who took the blueprint will cause trouble for him in the future. No matter how strong he is, can he be stronger than the farmer in steel armor? Tang Xiaofan is not afraid of the Gods Alliance with nearly 400 top castle lords, let alone a force with 2 military castles. At most, it is just a whole composed of 2 castle lords. Tang Xiaofan took a look at the auction progress of the human space teleportation magic circle blueprint. The current bidding price has risen to 764 soulstones. The 500 soulstones he offered before were surpassed without even a wave of bidding. This shows that there are many castle lords who know the goods. Don't be in a hurry. The bidding time for this blueprint is 2 days. Wait until you get the soulstone tomorrow before participating in the bidding. When the time comes, just use the soulstone to hit it. I don't believe that anyone can snatch it. Tang Xiaofan didn't think about it anymore. It's useless to rush now. He still needs to accumulate more soulstones. He turned off the trading channel casually. Now he has 4 blueprints left in his hand. 1 clothing factory blueprint comes from Bear Grylls, and 1 daily necessities factory blueprint comes from Yizu. These 2 are low-level blueprints, basically factories that can't increase power. Generally, they won't sell for much, and few people will use them, but they are of great significance to Tang Xiaofan. Because these are daily necessities that can increase the happiness of life. At least, farmers can finally get rid of the stereotyped factory uniforms. And with the improvement of dormitory conditions, personal supplies have also entered Tang Xiaofan's field of vision. It can be said that these 2 blueprints are urgently needed by Tang Xiaofan. But the blueprint of the watchtower is an intermediate blueprint. Intermediate building blueprints, observation tower, number of uses, 4 times. It brings a bright vision, and all scenes in the range are clearly visible. Effective monitoring range. 10 kilometers. A certain probability of spying on enemies in stealth mode. Construction requirements. 500 units of wood. 500 units of stone. 4 users. Just right. I can build a observation tower in the 4 directions of my castle. East, south, west, and north. This way, any attack from any direction will be discovered. At the same time, it can also expand the castle's vision in all directions. Fixed point hunting. Fixed point attack. Local forces within the range no longer need to blindly search. Tang Xiaofan thought of this and handed the observation tower blueprint to Zhang Yi, asking him to build the observation tower. Yes, Lord. After Zhang Yi took the blueprint, he turned and flew high into the sky, disappearing into the darkness in the distance. At this moment, the blood moon has arrived. The strength of the monsters in the world has tripled. The world outside the castle has become more dangerous. However, due to the beast-tide battle, no wild monsters can be seen in the dense forest near the Black Technology Castle. In addition, Zhang Yi is currently wearing a battle armor with an arc reactor, so safety is not a problem when going out at night. Even if he encounters the fire dragon, Zhang Yi has a chance to kill it alone. Zhang Yi's flying speed is very fast. He quickly reached the target location and quickly completed the task assigned by Tang Xiaofan. He built a watchtower in the southeast, northwest and northeast directions of the Black Technology Castle. At the same time, a message prompt came. Congratulations to the Lord of the Castle. Your castle force has a mid-level vision building, the watchtower. Do you want to open the panoramic view? Yes, no, yes. As soon as Tang Xiaofan finished speaking, he instantly felt as if his soul had left his body and came to an altitude of tens of thousands of meters. Looking down, the Black Technology Castle is located in the center of the field of vision, emitting a white light, which is the most eye-catching. Surrounding it are continuous dense forests and mountains. The field of vision of each watchtower is an area within a diameter of 10 kilometers. The 4 lookout towers are 40 kilometers, which is a very large area. In the area, Tang Xiaofan can see the mountains, lakes, jungles, wild monsters, and strongholds of local forces clearly. He saw groups of wild monsters, the entrance of the goblin tribe, the valley where the two-headed demon tribe was captured, and many tribes of goblins and two-headed demons, and even lizardmen. This is simply a map scanner, too powerful. Tang Xiaofan was full of emotion. With these 4 lookout towers, the warrior team's hunting and attack targets are more purposeful. At least they can search and mark in this area. In addition, he did not expect that there are 2 castle forces scattered near his castle. Before, due to the limitations of the hunting range, the warrior team did not find them, but now, the 2 castles hidden in the dense forest are completely exposed to the view of the lookout tower. Tang Xiaofan marked the locations of the 2 castles. After the arc reactor is installed, the warrior team will be sent to attack. The novice period has passed, and the beast-tide activity has ended. The era of the castle lord has arrived. In this new era, where the main theme is castle hegemony and the hegemony of all races, Tang Xiaofan took the initiative to attack the castle forces entrenched near his castle without any psychological burden. It's like playing Age of Empires. If you don't attack other people's cities, others will attack your city. Good and evil do not exist. The key is strength. Soon, Zhang Yi returned to the castle. It took less than 5 minutes in total. As the Mark II armor of the arc reactor, its flying speed at this moment is faster than that of the dragon of the same level. As for the progress of other arc reactors, it is already very gratifying. With the help of more automatic manipulators, it won't be long before the arc reactor can upgrade the energy of all Mark II armors. Chapter 134 The Happy Life of Farmers. With a rumbling sound, 2 factories rose from the ground. Successful? Tang Xiaofan was stunned, and then showed a hint of surprise. He thought that the 2 factories would take some time, but he didn't expect them to be built so quickly. Seeing the new female farmers quickly enter the 2 factories, Tang Xiaofan walked over and began to check the items that could be produced. Daily Necessities Factory. It can produce personal hygiene products, school supplies, daily necessities, food supplies and entertainment supplies. The workers in the factory are all female farmers. They don't know how to work in the factory. Soon, boxes of items are produced. The consumption is at least ordinary iron ingots and wood. Jarvis, the more I see this kind of factory, the more I'm amazed at the technology of this world. What kind of mechanism can produce like this? Sir, according to the inference of relevant information, it should be a device similar to material conversion, but the working mechanism involves the principle of cause and effects such as the wishing machine, which I can't crack. No need to crack, let's slowly understand it. This time the upgrade of the farmer's factory has added many new positions, and Tang Xiaofan has recruited some of them. In addition to the Terminator Guide, forging masters, food masters, architects, fighting masters and mechanical masters were all recruited to work with the previous farmers, and junior researchers replaced the farmers who were blind in the Metal Research Institute. Because of the middle school teachers, a new school was built this time, to impart middle school knowledge. All soldiers and farmers are facing a new test, that is, to take exams. Originally, during the primary school training, Tang Xiaofan felt that the farmers must improve their abilities and arranged a primary school graduation exam. However, these farmers, whether they are soldiers, workers, blacksmiths, or chefs, are extremely serious about his words. Everyone spends their spare time either studying or taking tutoring. Several libraries in the city have been built and are often full. As for electrical engineers and material engineers, because there is no corresponding factory to arrange for them, they are all sent to their castle by Tang Xiaofan. Anyway, the machine tools and automatic robotic arms in the castle are ready, so they are asked to prepare for the research of Mark III armor in it, mainly to increase portability and convenience of wear, and to prepare for the subsequent expansion of bases. The emergence of new professions such as painters, musicians, and performing artists has once again made the original theater a powerful attraction. Not to mention the musicians and performing artists. The performances began immediately, and they were all full and tickets were hard to come by. The painters were pulled by the soldiers to paint their armor. The 1st and 2nd regiments of soldiers chose their own iconic patterns and colors as the outer paint of the armor. The 1st regiment of soldiers chose red, with yellow in the shape of lightning, and the 2nd regiment of soldiers chose black with the blue hammer shape. Tang Xiaofan chose gold for his own armor, which was eye-catching and radiant. Another clothing factory was also built. Clothing factory, it can produce different types of clothes, pants, shoes, socks, hats and other clothing products. Clothing products have also begun to be exported, which are sets of clothes, all kinds of styles and different colors. Tang Xiaofan chose a few sets of comfortable clothes, and the other clothes were uniformly distributed in the city. The clothes were distributed by Nang Yi and a few others. Nang Yi no longer went to the blacksmith shop, where there were professional blacksmith masters. He was very busy now, with a position similar to that of mayor, responsible for taking care of the food, drink, defecation, and urination of more than 2,000 people in the entire black technology town. Looking at the busy and happy farmers, Tang Xiaofan was full of satisfaction. Of course, he was not proud and complacent now, because there was a strong enemy on the side. At this time, Nang Yi came to report that the assembly of the arc reactor of the Warrior Regiment 1 had been completed, and 500 sets of equipped Mark II armor could be put into battle at any time. Tang Xiaofan then handed over the control of the watchtower to Zhang Yi, and said to him, "You lead the Warrior Regiment 1 to go out hunting. By the way, eliminate the 2 castle forces I marked." Those 2 castle forces. Tang Xiaofan judged by the arms, it should be a high-level arms castle and a top-level arms castle. It's time to send them out. Yes, my lord. Zhang Yi immediately saluted respectfully. Then, he flew out of the castle with the warriors wearing the new Mark II armor. The 2 little angels in the castle followed him. Tang Xiaofan wanted them to follow the warrior team to gain experience and upgrade their level. As for the hundreds of goblins who participated in the Beast Tide War event before, according to the law formulated by Tang Xiaofan, they had no right to live in the city and had been sent back by the warriors. In a blink of an eye, the Black Technology Castle entered a busy state again. The chefs began to prepare food, and the warriors who would return from the expedition would need to replenish their energy. There were also many more chirping in the city, and the female farmers began to formally integrate into the city. Because in this different world, only the black technology castle can bring everyone enough sense of security and abundance. There are 4 watchtowers around the castle for surveillance, and any attack by powerful creatures will be discovered at the first time. And there are 500 steel warriors who have been guarding the castle. In short, the safety of the black technology castle is absolutely guaranteed. In his spare time, Tang Xiaofan glanced at the trading channel. The 2 arrow tower blueprints had been auctioned off, and a total of 429 soul stones were obtained. It was much cheaper than the arrow tower blueprint that Tang Xiaofan auctioned some time ago. This was normal. After all, the beast tide had ended, and the crisis of the castle lord had temporarily passed. The arrow tower blueprint was a low-level defensive building, and it was actually quite good to be able to sell it for about 200 soul stones. As for the skeleton warriors troop building blueprint, it was still under bidding. The bidding price had risen to more than 4,600 soul stones. If nothing unexpected happened, Tang Xiaofan could make a fortune again. In addition to the blueprints, Tang Xiaofan also put a total of nearly 130,000 units of ordinary food on the trading area. In addition, there were more than 10,000 units of elite level food, more than 2,000 units of commander level food, and hundreds of units of lord level food. This large amount of food came from the castle defense war and some from the beast tide war. Special food was slowly being exchanged, and ordinary food was still unpopular. But Tang Xiaofan was not in a hurry. Food was a necessary consumable. One day, the market demand would pick up. On the other side, in the dense forest more than 10 kilometers away from the black technology castle, a group of warriors, 500 fully armored warriors, plus 2 little angels, had surrounded a high-level castle. The Battle of the Castles was ignited again. Chapter 135 Warning. Escape from the Twin Mountains area. It was late at night in the land of gods and demons. The blood moon was across the sky, presenting a creepy atmosphere. Many castle lords had fallen asleep. They had experienced the fierce and cruel battle of the beast tide, and they were exhausted physically and mentally, and could fall asleep as soon as they lay down. As for the safety of the castle, they did not need to worry too much. Countless wild monsters were killed in the battle of the beast tide, which directly reduced the probability of their castle being attacked by wild monsters at night. The defense of the castle could be handed over to the soldiers under their command. As castle lords, they needed to have a good sleep. Suddenly, a message appeared in the world chat channel, startling countless sleepy castle lords. I started to join the wanderers. This is a big revelation. Before I was eliminated, Tang Xiaofan's demons are attacking my castle. They are covered in blood-red steel bodies and flying in the sky. They are spewing fire under their feet and firing light bullets with their palms. A machine gun in the left hand and a giant axe in the right hand. The total number of demons is over 500. These demons are extremely powerful and cannot be measured by level. The most powerful demon is already level 21. In front of Tang Xiaofan's demons, defensive buildings such as walls, arrow towers, and fences are useless. My advanced troll core was slaughtered by Tang Xiaofan's demons in less than 5 minutes. From beginning to end, I never saw Tang Xiaofan himself, but I know that this castle battle must have been initiated by him. My castle is over. The last revelation. I don't have a map, but there are 2 mountains about 10 kilometers southeast of my castle. They are about 700 meters high, very close to each other, and almost the same height. I named them Twin Mountains. As long as we find the Twin Mountains in the forest, we can determine the location of my castle. And then we can find the location of Tang Xiaofan's high-tech castle. By the way, the castle lords near Twin Mountains, run for your lives. Tang Xiaofan's demon team is nearby, and his next target will be one of you. Boom. In just a moment, the entire world chat channel was boiling. Many castle lords were awakened by this big revelation, and all their sleepiness disappeared. Tang Xiaofan actually has so many demons. More than 500. This number is more than my friend's top level troops. How is it possible? To be honest, mine is also top level troops, and the troops building is level 3. Including those who died in battle, I have recruited a total of 48 troops so far. Less than 50. Why does Tang Xiaofan have so many demons? What's the point of fighting? The demons are stronger than the top level troops, and there are more of them. Is Tang Xiaofan the illegitimate child of the game officials? They take care of him so much. I can roughly guess why. First, Tang Xiaofan's troop building level must be very high. Second, Tang Xiaofan's demons are strong and have a very low mortality rate. Third, Tang Xiaofan must have used the drawings to increase the number of troops, thereby increasing the number of demons. This is the most critical. The analysis makes sense. But, that's 500 demons. Yes, Tang Xiaofan has so many demons, it must be related to the troops number drawings. Otherwise Tang Xiaofan would never have so many demons. 500 demons. Have you ever calculated that it takes a lot of time and resources to summon a top level soldier, but demons don't seem to have these restrictions? Is there such a possibility? The cost of summoning demons is actually very low. What are you thinking? My wall iron is only a mid-level soldier, but it requires hundreds of units of resources, and it will take some time to summon it. Aren't there a lot of demons? There are so many in novels. Don't compare it with mythology. You have to know that this is the continent of gods and demons. What level is the most powerful demon? Is Tang Xiaofan's demon promotion speed so fast? After the Beast Tide War, the strongest troop in my castle was only in the late 16th level. My strongest troop has just entered the 16th level. The marginal people of the strongest 14th level troop passed by. Don't worry about it. It seems that as far as I know, only a very small number of top castle lords have promoted their troops to level 18. But it's still a long way from level 20. 20 level demon. This is too terrifying. No wonder Tang Xiaofan can easily get the first place in the battle power ranking list. Once the 20 level troops are out, the 18 level lord level wild monsters will die as many as they come. The Beast Tide is nothing in front of Tang Xiaofan's demon group. Is this the real strength of Tang Xiaofan? If the castle lord just now didn't reveal the news, no one could imagine that Tang Xiaofan already had a 20 level troop, and it was a demon. Where exactly is the Twin Mountains in the forest? Damn it. Why doesn't this game have a map? In that case, it would be very easy to find the location of the Black Technology Castle. But it is definitely not the kind of map in the game. It doesn't matter whether there is a map or not. Anyway, there is no Twin Mountains near my castle. Twin Mountains? In a moment, many castle lords in the forest climbed up overnight. They appeared on the top floor of the castle and looked into the distance. Soon, some castle lords breathed a sigh of relief. Some castle lords turned pale on the spot. I saw the Twin Mountains. Damn. Tang Xiaofan's high-tech castle is actually near me, and my castle is at the foot of the Twin Mountains. Fuck. I also saw the Twin Mountains. I plan to move overnight. I will not stay long. If there are castle lords who can see the Twin Mountains, then run. Tang Xiaofan's demon team is already strong enough to hunt at night. Maybe in 2 days they will come directly to your castle. Why do we have to go to war? As the recognized strongest castle lord, Tang Xiaofan has credibility and appeal, so he should also support weak castle lords, right? The person upstairs is wise. Is this person still living in a dream? This is a competition for the hegemony of all races, and war between castle lords is inevitable. If you want peace, go and negotiate with the local forces of the continent of gods and demons first. See if they will let you go. This kind of person will never survive more than 2 episodes in a war movie. If you are afraid of war, then take your castle heart and change your job to a wanderer. Since you are the lord of the castle, you must be prepared to be attacked by other castle lords. It's not just Tang Xiaofan. Many top castle lords are attacking the castle forces near them. Anyway, I have already fled from the Twin Mountains overnight. Me too. In fact, at this moment, many castle lords around the Twin Mountains are like frightened birds. They integrate castle supplies overnight, summon their troops, carry the castle heart and run away. They have no destination, but as long as they can stay away from the Twin Mountains area, it will be fine. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136, Exposing Tang Xiaofan's Conspiracy. In the channel of the Alliance of Gods, level 21. Did Tang Xiaofan's demons take medicine? It's not incomprehensible. In the first few days of the novice period, Tang Xiaofan was ahead of us in attacking local forces. Look at the Goblin tribe, the two-headed ogre tribe, and the lizardman tribe. After all these battles, the demons under his command must have been greatly improved. In addition to the battle of castle guards and the battle of beast types. I don't know how many commander level monsters and lord level monsters those demons killed. Promotion to level 21 is not so incredible. Now I realize that Tang Xiaofan is so strong. More than 500 demons. It's crazy. I have to admit that in the entire castle force, no castle lord is Tang Xiaofan's opponent. In our alliance, there is also no one who can single out the black technology castle. So what? We are an alliance. No matter how strong he is not the opponent of our entire group. As long as our alliance unites, even if Tang Xiaofan forms a demon army in the later period, it will be swept by our alliance army. So, don't be too afraid of Tang Xiaofan. By the way, does anyone in our alliance have a castle near the Twin Mountains? No, probably not. Leo Zhao, what forest are you in? Don't scare me. Leo Zhao, speak up. Don't play dumb with us. Fuck. What am I talking about? I'm already gathering the troops. What's going on? Is your castle near the Twin Mountains? Are you so unlucky? Leo Zhao, even if this is the case, don't be impulsive. Declaring a war with Tang Xiaofan's demons is not a blow to you. You will definitely not be able to defeat your bloodthirsty demon wolf. The bloodthirsty demon wolf is one of the top level troops, but among all the top level troops, the bloodthirsty demon wolf is ranked at the bottom. The highest end ones are the dragon troops. I'm just starting a chicken feather war. I'm escaping now. Don't be so exaggerated, right? What do you know? The magic wolf I sent out to hunt sent back news that there are demons besieging a castle force less than 8 kilometers away from my castle. Damn it. My bloodthirsty magic wolf also found a vision building nearby. It must have been built by Tang Xiaofan. He has discovered the location of my castle. If I don't run away immediately, Tang Xiaofan's demons will definitely come to kill me. Hiss, stop talking and run away. There are so many supplies in my castle that most of them can't be taken away. It's a loss. Come to me first, and I'll give them back to you after you escape. What if I die? You have to pray that you can survive. In the dense forest, a high level castle is shaking, and the corpses of trolls are everywhere inside and outside the castle. Trolls are high level troops, and the dead trolls all belong to the troops of this castle. As ordered, the castle troops have been slaughtered by Tang Xiaofan's warriors. Don't kill me. I surrender. A middle-aged man in the courtyard of the castle was pale and screaming in fear. In less than 5 minutes of resistance, all his advanced soldiers were slaughtered. The huge gap in strength made his scalp numb. Tang Xiaofan's demon team was too terrifying. Facing the demon team, the arrow towers and other defensive equipment of his castle were useless. As for the advanced soldiers under his command, the trolls were so weak that they could not withstand a single blow. He saw with his own eyes that in Tang Xiaofan's demon team, there was a demon holding a red sword, which turned into a red light. In an instant, more than half of his troll soldiers died. In terms of castle strength, his castle is not at the same level as the black technology castle. He must surrender, otherwise it is not only his soldiers who will be killed, but also himself. He doesn't want to die. He would rather give up his identity as the lord of the castle and transfer to a wanderer, but he doesn't want to die. Surrender? Zhang Yi paused for a moment and said to the middle-aged man, have you understood? What a beautiful demon. The middle-aged man was instantly attracted by the majestic figure in red steel armor. Suddenly, the middle-aged man woke up. He didn't think much and said, enlightened? Zhang Yi said devoutly, believe in the Lord and you will have eternal life. Believe in Tang Xiaofan? Seeing Zhang Yi's glowing eyes looking at him, the middle-aged man's face turned green. He didn't want to believe in Tang Xiaofan. After all, Tang Xiaofan was the lord of the castle like him. To believe in Tang Xiaofan, shout the almighty lord, and pray to Tang Xiaofan day and night. What kind of thing is this? No. I don't want to believe in Tang Xiaofan. The middle-aged man shouted, and hurriedly avoided that look. He decided that, as long as he escaped from the forest alive, he would spread the news that Tang Xiaofan's demon forced him to spread the faith. At that time, Tang Xiaofan would become the public enemy of all castle lords. Because no castle lord would be willing to become a believer of other castle lords, thus losing their freedom, and not being able to control their life and death. This act of forcibly spreading faith will definitely be resisted. At that time, countless castle lords will regard Tang Xiaofan as an enemy, and he will use this method to retaliate against Tang Xiaofan, to avenge the destruction of the castle power. Unfortunately, the middle-aged man thought too much after all. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Yi rushed to him and said angrily, "You unrepentant heretic dared to call the Lord's real name. Only death can redeem your soul." Puff. Blood flashed. The middle-aged man's expression was stiff and gradually distorted. Then, he fell in a pool of blood with a painful face. He actually died at the hands of Tang Xiaofan's demon. He couldn't believe it. The middle-aged man turned his head in horror, looking at Zhang Yi's cold mask that appeared behind him at some point, and the horror sound fell, and the middle-aged man died. Until his death, he still regretted that he had not immediately passed on the news that Tang Xiaofan spread the faith to the world chat channel, making Tang Xiaofan a public enemy. Accompanied by a rumble, the heart of the castle was destroyed by the warriors, and the middle-aged man's castle troop buildings, warehouses, and even the surrounding arrow towers and other buildings became ruins. On an open space, a large amount of food, wood and other supplies appeared out of thin air. These supplies were originally stored in the castle's warehouse. When the middle-aged man's castle was destroyed, the stored supplies in the warehouse also fell out at the same time, and became the spoils of the Black Technology Castle. Clean up the battlefield. Zanshiki, you take a few people, and send the important supplies back to the Lord's castle. As for the rest of us, Zhang Yi said, looking into the distance, after cleaning up that castle, there will be no other castle forces within 10 kilometers around my lord's castle. The warriors nodded, and then the warrior team was divided into 2 waves. One wave of warriors cleaned the battlefield and collected supplies, and the other wave of warriors flew directly to another castle several kilometers away. Chapter 137. Want to escape? Leave the supplies behind before you go. Tang Xiaofan was eating in the castle. At this time, a message suddenly appeared. Congratulations to your troops for destroying the enemy's castle heart. The enemy castle disappeared. You destroyed the enemy castle and gained an extra 1,700 soul stones. You obtained the material reserves of the enemy castle warehouse, 28,000 units of food, 54,860 units of wood, 41,000 units of stone, 7,650 units of refined iron, and some monster materials. You defeated a castle force. The influence and reputation of your Black Technology Castle in the God and Demon continent have increased. The harvest is great. Tang Xiaofan had to admit that the harvest from the castle battle was far greater than hunting wild monsters. In this castle battle, he harvested nearly 1,700 soul stones alone, and the other materials totaled more than 100,000 units. How many wild monsters did he have to hunt to get such a harvest? The most important thing is that this level of castle battle is really too easy for his warrior team. It doesn't take much effort to win the war. A great harvest. Attacking castle forces and local forces is a shortcut to the rapid development of castles. It's not just my Black Technology Castle. The castle lords in other places are also fighting each other. Especially those castle lords with top level troops will not let go of the fat meat around them. The war between castles has already begun when the novice protection shield disappears. As for the death of the middle-aged man, Tang Xiaofan didn't take it to heart. This is a war game. Castle hegemony is more cruel than the beast tide. If you don't want to be a dead soul on the battlefield, then you should change your job to a wanderer as soon as possible. Since you have chosen to join the castle war, there is no need to pity them if they die. There is another castle force. With the panoramic view of the Lio watchtower, Tang Xiaofan can clearly see the high-level castle standing in the dense forest. Above the castle, there are still a large number of bloodthirsty demon wolves with wings circling. On the back of one of the bloodthirsty demon wolves, a young man with complete equipment is sitting. Are you planning to run away? Tang Xiaofan pondered for a moment, and then gave orders to the warrior team to speed up and surround them. If you want to run, leave the castle's supplies behind. Under Tang Xiaofan's gaze, a team of warriors flew straight to the bloodthirsty demon wolf castle above the dense forest. The young man riding on the back of the demon wolf seemed to have discovered something, and desperately shouted to order the bloodthirsty demon wolf under his command. Go. That group of demons are coming. Tang Xiaofan's demon team is coming. Too fast. Is there any castle lord near the Twin Mountains who can come to support us? Liu Zhao sent 3 urgent messages in the internal group of the Alliance of Gods. According to his estimation, the flying speed of the demons far exceeds that of his top-level bloodthirsty demon wolves. If Tang Xiaofan's demons want to intercept him, he can't escape at all. There must be support to save his life. As for defeating Tang Xiaofan's demon team, he has no such idea at all. You know, Tang Xiaofan has a 21st level demon under his command, and his demon team slaughtered nearly 10,000 wild monsters during the beast tide. What kind of terrifying strength is this? He even suspected that, even if more than a dozen top castle lords united, they might not be able to suppress Tang Xiaofan's demon team. His only thought was that someone would help him hold back the demon team and give him time to escape. However, to his disappointment, the top castle lords in the Gods Alliance said that their castles were not in the forest. This is not shirking responsibility, but the truth. After all, the area of the Gods and Demons continent is so large, and dozens of castle lords in the Gods Alliance are scattered all over the world. Even if there are castle lords in the Alliance in the forest, it is not so coincidental that they are just near the Twin Mountains. All the castle lords who spoke up said that they could not help. Now, they only have one thought in their hearts, that is, Liu Zhao is too unlucky. It's okay to be in the forest like Tang Xiaofan, but he is also near Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle. Now they were discovered by Tang Xiaofan's watchtower and attacked by the demon team. This was really bad luck. As for Liu Zhao, they had no ability to go over to support him. Even if they could, they would not go. Because even if a dozen or 20 top castle lords united to form a top-level army, they were no match for Tang Xiaofan's demons. If they went, they would just be giving away heads and experience. No one can help me? Damn. Then what's the point of me joining this alliance? Old Zhao, don't be emotional when you speak. You know the situation of our Alliance of Gods. The current alliance is to prepare for the future hegemony of all races. Of course, there is no way to help each other in the early stage. This is a fact. When the space teleportation magic circle becomes popular in the future, our Alliance of Gods will be able to show its powerful strength. No matter who it is, including us alliance members, if they encounter the attack of Tang Xiaofan's demon team, they can only run for their lives. It is also a fact that no one can help you. Run away quickly. If it doesn't work, just give up some bloodthirsty demon wolves as sacrifices. As long as you are still alive, you will be able to get up soon. Our alliance can support you with some supplies to make up for your losses. Bear Grylls also noticed the situation in the alliance group. He spoke quickly to comfort Old Zhao. Bear Grylls has come out too. He's right. I support Bear Grylls. Donate 10,000 units of food. Old Zhao, you don't have to worry about supplies, so don't worry about other things. Just get away. Is it over so soon? In the dense forest, Old Zhao rode a bloodthirsty demon wolf and fled madly. Not far from him, there was a stone tablet hanging on the melon seed of another bloodthirsty demon wolf. The stone tablet was the most important thing for the lord of the castle, the heart of the castle. As long as the heart of the castle is not destroyed, the lord of the castle has a chance to make a comeback. Once the heart of the castle is blown up, the lord of the castle will lose his identity as the lord of the castle accordingly. It's not that he will be eliminated directly, but he will be forced to become a wanderer, unable to recruit soldiers, and then lose the opportunity to participate in the 10,000 races tournament. Therefore, even if the young man was running for his life, he took the heart of the castle with him. As for the castle behind him, the buildings in the castle need supplies to be rebuilt. This made the young man very distressed, but he also agreed with what the people in the alliance said. As the lord of a top castle, as long as he could survive, everything was possible. Coupled with the compensation of resources in the alliance, his castle power could recover in a very short time. The only question now is whether he can escape the pursuit of the demon Tang Xiaofan. Old Zhao, run away quickly. I left a message hoping that he can let you go. Seeing this message, Old Zhao was overjoyed and asked quickly, Brother Huo, are you Tang Xiaofan's friend? No, I applied to add him as my friend and left him a message. Don't worry. Chapter 138, Unforgivable Disloyalty. When applying to add the other castle lord as a friend, you can indeed leave a message. But who is Tang Xiaofan? The world's strongest castle lord recognized by the game officials. Hundreds of people add him as a friend every day. A mere friend request message. Isn't that equivalent to a drop of water in the ocean? It would be strange if Tang Xiaofan could see it. Liu Zhao was so angry that he almost fell off the back of the bloodthirsty wolf. He suspected that the man surnamed Huo was deliberately ridiculing him, or just wanted to show his efforts as a member of the Alliance, to rescue members of the Alliance. He tried hard, but he didn't save anyone, and he had no choice. In this process, the man surnamed Huo showed his identity as a member of the Alliance, and received a lot of praise. Very profitable. As for myself, what does life and death have to do with the surname Huo? Every day, many lords of the Xiang level castles join the Alliance of Gods. What does the death of one matter? Of course, these are Liu Zhao's own thoughts. In panic, many thoughts flashed through his mind. Fuck. Why are you still chasing me? In a short time, Liu Zhao led his bloodthirsty demon wolves to escape to a few kilometers away, but he looked back. Tang Xiaofan's demons were chasing him, and they were getting closer and closer. They were only a few hundred meters away from him. He could clearly see the demons' cold visors and bright eyes shining with eye-catching light in the dark night. Sure enough, as the legend says, demons are synonymous with cruelty and indifference. They are bloodthirsty and never have any thoughts of mercy. They always treat their enemies with ruthless killing. Liu Zhao screamed in fear and ordered the bloodthirsty demon wolves under his seat to speed up. At the same time, he ordered a team of bloodthirsty demon wolves to leave the team to resist the demons chasing from behind, so as to buy time for him to escape. I sent out more than 20 bloodthirsty demon wolves. The weakest is level 8, and the strongest has reached the early stage of level 16. It should be able to delay a little time. Liu Zhao felt very distressed. Each bloodthirsty demon wolf was carefully cultivated by him and participated in the battle of the beast tide, and its strength increased greatly. Now he was sent to be killed, so he was naturally very uncomfortable. But as long as I can escape, it's worth it. Tang Xiaofan, you wait. One day I will make you pay for your blood debt with blood. Liu Zhao said to himself hatefully. He alone was naturally not Tang Xiaofan's opponent, but he had the Alliance of Gods behind him. In the future, when the top castle lords of the Alliance of Gods united, they would definitely be able to destroy Tang Xiaofan's black technology castle, and he would be one of the castle lords. At this time, a shrill scream came from behind. He looked back. His bloodthirsty demon wolves had already come into contact with Tang Xiaofan's demons. However, as soon as they came into contact, a series of bloody lights burst out from the bodies of more than 20 bloodthirsty demon wolves. They didn't even release their magic skills, and they turned into corpses, falling from the sky and finally disappeared in the dense forest. How is it possible? Liu Zhao was shocked. More than 20 top level soldiers, one of which was at the early stage of level 16. They couldn't resist a single blow. At the same time, he also saw the murderer who killed the bloodthirsty demon wolf, a red demon who was looking at him coldly in the air. The demon was holding a huge red giant sword and was shaking off the blood on the sword. So strong. Is Tang Xiaofan's demon so powerful? Liu Zhao's eyes widened, expressing his disbelief. His bloodthirsty demon wolf has magic power. How could it be killed in one encounter? However, he didn't have time to think about it. He roared loudly in an almost crazy tone, ordering the remaining 10 or so bloodthirsty demon wolves to escape as quickly as possible. He must escape from this area, or even escape from the forest to other places, and make a comeback in the future. Because staying here is a dead end. Disloyal, you can't escape. In a flash, a light and shadow chased after him. It was Zhen Yi holding a giant sword. After experiencing the beast tide battle, He was already level 21, almost reaching the limit of the level, and only half a foot away from being promoted to level 22. In the air, he raised the machine gun in his left hand and pointed forward. Believe in the Lord. All glory and glory belong to the Lord. You dare to attack the Lord's messenger. Die. Zhang Yi's body instantly rose with a monstrous murderous aura. In an instant, the murderous intent enveloped Liu Zhao and the dozen bloodthirsty demon wolves around him. Time seemed to be frozen. Liu Zhao and his bloodthirsty demon wolves were all frozen in the sky, not daring to move. No matter how frantically those bloodthirsty demon wolves flapped their wings, they broke free and dared not move. Zhang Yi used level suppression and murderous intent to make the enemy, who was only at the peak of level 16, motionless. It was a very easy thing. This was the murderous suppression condensed by Zheng Beisheng, who had experienced hundreds of battles. Liu Zhao's top level soldiers, the bloodthirsty demon wolves, were far from comparable to Zhang Yi. They were also intelligent creatures. Facing an opponent who could kill them at will, they chose to surrender. Let me go. Go. Stupid wolf. Damn, you idiots will die if you stay. Liu Zhao struggled desperately and kept driving the bloodthirsty demon wolves, but it was useless. Seeing a large group of demons surrounding him, Liu Zhao suddenly screamed in fear, "Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm willing to hand over all the supplies in my castle, and then take my bloodthirsty demon wolf out of the forest, and never set foot in this area again." Zhang Yi shook his head and said, "Cunning disloyal, in your soul, I see your hatred for the Lord. When you return, you will become the enemy of the Lord. This kind of disloyal heart is unforgivable." Zhang Yi flew over, holding a gun without hesitation, and shot at Liu Zhao. The close-range machine gun fire directly killed Liu Zhao on the spot. He didn't understand until his death why his deepest thoughts were dug out. Can demons peek into people's inner world? However, he no longer had the opportunity to ask. Tang Xiaofan stood on the towering city wall, looking at the information prompt that appeared. "Congratulations to the lord of the castle. Your troops destroyed the enemy's castle heart, and the enemy castle disappeared. You destroyed the enemy castle, and gained an additional 3001 soul stones. You obtained enemy supplies, 2750 soul stones. You obtained enemy supplies, a blueprint. You defeated a castle force. The influence and reputation of your high-tech castle in the god and demon continent have increased." Tang Xiaofan looked at the information prompt and felt puzzled. How could a castle only have soul stones, but no supplies such as food, wood, and stone? Moreover, it was a castle force with top-level troops. Why didn't the warehouse explode with supplies after the heart of that man's castle was destroyed? Tang Xiaofan frowned. Suddenly, he suddenly realized, it must be that the lord of the castle knew that the supplies could not be taken away, so in order to avoid losses, he traded the castle supplies to his friend. He planned to wait until he escaped to a safe place and rebuilt the castle before exchanging the supplies. Chapter 139, Blueprints randomly reveal legendary buildings. Thinking of this, Tang Xiaofan suddenly felt very sorry. He didn't get any of the materials of a first-class castle force, and all of them were used to help that person's friend. He suffered heavy losses. Fortunately, there are soul stones. Obviously, that person didn't trust his friend very much, at least he left soul stones. After all, it's not nothing. Tang Xiaofan whispered. To castle battles, 1 high-level castle lord, 1 top-level castle lord, big profit. Just soul stones. Tang Xiaofan has harvested a total of 7,451. It can be said to be rich. A blueprint was also revealed, but after all, such a harvest is enough to make Tang Xiaofan feel satisfied. Now, until the dense forest within 20 kilometers, there is only one castle, the Black Technology Castle, and no other castle forces exist. Tang Xiaofan immediately ordered a group of soldiers to clean up the battlefield and bring the spoils back to the castle. Alliance of Gods. The internal channel exploded with the news of Liu Zhao's death. A large number of top castle lords were awakened, breaking out in cold sweats. Liu Zhao is gone. Nearly 40 bloodthirsty demon wolves still couldn't help Liu Zhao escape. Zhao Yang is really dead. Zhao Yang has disappeared from my friends list. You should know what this means. Only when a person dies will he disappear from the friend list. They were swept away in less than 10 minutes. The demon's strength is simply terrifying. Don't mention Zhao Yang, none of us, nor the soldiers under our command, can match Tang Xiaofan's demon. Old Zhao's death was not unjust, he simply couldn't beat him. Are Zhao Yang's castle supplies with you? Don't think about those castle supplies, this is the legacy left to me by old Zhao. Damn. Brother Huo, Bei Yi, Leo Hei. I'm adding Tang Xiaofan as a friend, and I must ask him to give an explanation. Brother Huo, have you added him? No, there is no response at all. Bei Yi let out a long sigh and said leisurely in the channel, don't waste your energy, he will never accept the friend request without benefits. The harvest from the two castle battles was quickly transported back to the Black Technology Castle by the soldiers. The most important thing for Tang Xiaofan was to get the blueprint. He had no doubt that the blueprint kept by the top castle lord must be extremely difficult to reveal. Tang Xiaofan no longer hesitated. After getting it, he immediately chose to identify the blueprint. A blue light fell. Congratulations to the castle king for obtaining a legendary building, the Sky City of War Fortress. Do you want to extract it? Yes, no. At this time, Tang Xiaofan was completely stunned. The legendary building he randomly got was not the factory building blueprint he wanted very much, but the Sky City. A city directly? Tang Xiaofan was completely confused. It took him a long time to come back to his senses. He took a few deep breaths and tried to calm his agitated mood. War Fortress, Sky City, rich. This time he is definitely rich. Tang Xiaofan was very glad that the castle lord he just killed did not identify this blueprint. After all, this is a legendary war fortress, a city. If the opponent gets it in advance, wouldn't he cry to death? Wait a minute, what should I do with my Black Technology Castle? After extracting the Sky City, the castle is the core territory of the castle lord, and the Sky City is a war fortress, independent of the castle. Tang Xiaofan understood. In short, the castle is the foundation of the castle owner. Even if his Black Technology Castle is only a primary town now, it is his main base. It needs to be upgraded, and it must be ensured that it cannot be destroyed. As for the Sky City, it can be regarded as a secondary base. Extract. Tang Xiaofan said in his mind. In an instant, an extremely bright golden light appeared above the Black Technology Castle, as if the whole sky was cracked. Then the shadow of a city appeared in the golden light, and then it turned from virtual to real. After a moment, the shadow turned into a majestic giant city. This giant seat is white and gold throughout, as if it was made of fairy jade. The surrounding walls are surrounded by strange golden streams, and it exudes an extremely holy light. The most shocking thing is that it is directly suspended in the sky above the Black Technology Castle, located above Tang Xiaofan's head, casting a large shadow on the dense forest below. Tang Xiaofan is really worried that it will fall. Once it falls, he and his farmers will be directly crushed into pancakes, and there is basically no possibility of survival. Fortunately, it did not fall, and has been located above the Black Technology Castle. It seems that there is a powerful force that drags it up, and can float in the air. This is the Sky City. Tang Xiaofan took a deep breath and immediately checked the specific properties of the Sky City. War Fortress, Sky City, Level, Primary, Affiliated Force, Black Technology Castle, City Walls, all 250 meters high, War Weapons. Each wall is equipped with 10 sacred magic cannons and 200 small and medium-sized magic cannons protection. Facilities, Defense Shield, Auxiliary Facilities, City Lord's Mansion, Legion Station, Temple, Statue of the Lord of the Castle, Low Energy Reserve, Low Power Consumption, Previous State, Peaceful, Suspended. The Sky City is really strong. Tang Xiaofan was excited and looked at the Sky City. This is a huge city, 10 kilometers long and wide, which is definitely a huge city compared to his current Black Technology Castle. As for its city walls, they are extremely majestic. In addition, the Sky City is also equipped with sacred magic cannons and magic cannons, such war weapons. Tang Xiaofan suspected that once the sacred magic cannon was activated, not to mention the saint-level strongmen, demigods, even true gods could be killed with one shot. Its defense is a defensive shield that covers the entire Sky City in all directions. With both attack and defense, it is a perfect castle. The only bad thing is that the current energy value of the Sky City is low. This requires him to recharge the energy of the Sky City. Not bad. Even if the oil provided by buying a car can only last for a few kilometers. Tang Xiaofan comforted himself. He asked, how many soul stones are needed to make the energy of the Sky City reach a perfect state? He calculated a little bit. He currently has thousands of soul stones in stock, nearly 10,000. In the entire god and demon continent, it is estimated that no castle lord can be richer than Tang Xiaofan. The Sky City in full energy state needs to consume 1 million soul stones. Tang Xiaofan's scalp exploded instantly. He decisively did not consider recharging the Sky City. That means the Sky City, in its current energy state, cannot participate in the war. The Sky City can absorb the elemental magic power between heaven and earth to replenish the city's energy. The current energy reserve of the Sky City can only maintain its suspended state. The castle lord can activate war weapons at the cost of consuming soul stones each time the sacred magic cannon is activated. 2000 soul stones are consumed. The small magic cannon consumes 10 soul stones. That's fine. If a powerful local force attacks his black technology castle, then he can activate the war weapons of Sky City. Under normal circumstances, he decided to let the Sky City quietly float in the sky, attracting the elemental magic power between heaven and earth to replenish its energy. Chapter 140, Sky City Reconstruction Plan. At this time, a golden light shot out from the Sky City and penetrated into Tang Xiaofan's brow. At the same time, he completely controlled this exclusive war fortress that belonged to him. He knew all its information. With a thought, the towering Sky City suddenly flew vertically upwards. It flew to an altitude of tens of thousands of meters. Tang Xiaofan turned his head and saw that the farmers in the city were extremely enthusiastic. The appearance of the Sky City made them fall into deep shock and could not extricate themselves. That's our war fortress, Sky City. The farmers were shocked to the extreme. The Sky City was a legendary building and a powerful war weapon that could attack the other dimension. The farmers did not expect that such a war weapon would appear so quickly. Praise the Almighty Lord. The farmers looked at Tang Xiaofan with admiration. In their opinion, it was the creator they believed in who summoned the Sky City, a war weapon. Cooperate with them to conquer this vast alien world. The city of Sky is coming. The glory of the Lord will surely shine on the entire continent of gods and demons. This world is destined to belong to the Almighty Lord. Zhang Yi was very excited when he waved the giant axe in his hand. The old men such as Nang Yi, Nang Zhang Yi, and Ji Yi were also very excited. Nothing can make them more excited than the coming of the City of Sky. Looking at the City of Sky flying up to the clouds, every farmer's eyes lit up. I really want to enter the City of Sky and see the scene inside the city. That is the Lord's miracle. Almighty Lord, please protect your devout believers. May the holy light always be there, and may you be eternal. Tang Xiaofan looked at Zhang Yi and other farmers, and said with a smile, the energy reserve of the City of Sky is insufficient, and it cannot be included in the war plan for the time being. First develop the black technology castle, and reserve more soul stones. I believe that soon, the angel city will appear on the battlefield. The farmers naturally obeyed the Lord's words. Moreover, the Sky City has already arrived, so how far will it be from entering the battlefield? It's nothing more than insufficient energy reserves. As the angel team continues to expand the hunting range, the soul stones reserved by the castles of the local forces attacking the surrounding areas will increase. They believe that it won't take long for the Sky City to enter the battlefield. By that time, the Lord's castle will sweep across the forest and establish a powerful farmers' dynasty. Tang Xiaofan thought that, now that he has the Sky City, this war fortress, then the plan to arrange the protective shield can be temporarily shelved. Because he believes that, as long as he opens the sacred magic cannon of the Sky City, even the saint-level strongmen and demigods will not be able to destroy his castle. If a large-scale enemy force attacks, then using large, medium and small magic cannons can also protect the castle. With the Sky City, it is not so meaningful to arrange the Angel Guardian Shield, but it will seem a bit wasteful. Let's go to the Sky City. It was late at night, but Tang Xiaofan had no intention of sleeping. As soon as he thought about it, a straight beam of light fell from the sky, teleporting Tang Xiaofan into the Sky City in the clouds. Tang Xiaofan was touring this legendary war fortress. It was 10 kilometers long and wide, and the 4 walls were 150 meters high. Each wall was equipped with a large number of sacred magic cannons, as well as large, medium and small magic cannons. The full fire was enough to kill the true gods. It was a weapon of war for the strong men of the god and demon continent to attack the lower plane dimension world. It not only had terrifying artillery fire, but also could sweep across the world. It could also carry the function of a city, which was equivalent to the Sky City being both a transport warship and a battleship. Tang Xiaofan wandered around the entire Sky City. He walked through the towering walls, stroked the sacred magic cannon that was tens of meters long, and saw the Legion Station. Everything in the Sky City shocked him. He had no doubt that the Sky City had the war strength to attack the local empire in the central area. As long as it is given sufficient energy, it will be a powerful weapon on the battlefield and can kill anyone who stands in its way. Jarvis, how is the analysis going? Sir, the current analysis progress is 15%, and it is estimated that it will take some time to fully analyze this Sky City. After Tang Xiaofan summoned the Sky City, he immediately arranged for Jarvis to analyze it. He didn't want to use precious soul stones to drive this big guy, nor did he want to be constrained by the energy system of this world. He had the arc reactor in his hand, so he naturally had to build a new energy system independently. The Sky City was obviously the culmination of the technology of the god and demon continent. Not knowing what the anti-gravity mechanism here was, Tang Xiaofan asked Jarvis to start analyzing it as soon as possible. As for the artillery system, Tang Xiaofan planned to transform it into the rocket launcher and group control artillery in Jarvis' database. As for the development of missiles, there is no global positioning system yet, and Tang Xiaofan didn't know what unknown dangers there were in the outer space of the god and demon continent, so the satellite launch was temporarily postponed. But with the Sky City and the Mark II armor, there would be no problem with their power, so using saturated artillery fire would be enough to suppress the enemy's firepower. There was no need to rush to launch missiles. Blue Star, live broadcast room. Did I eat too much tonight and have hallucinations? Why did I see a city in the sky? You didn't eat too much, I saw it too. What is that? Isn't it obvious? Tang Xiaofan's city in the sky. He's been walking around in it. Really? That's too exaggerated. Is this still the battle for supremacy among all races? Isn't Dragon Country beating up other countries? Of course not. It's other countries and the indigenous gods and demons that are accompanying Dragon Country in the single player game. Now that something like the city in the sky has appeared, can Dragon Country declare its rule over Blue Star? Dragon Country must have a conspiracy. They have been planning this for a long time. Are you guys stupid? This blueprint was originally obtained by Zhao Yang from the Mushroom Country. He doesn't use it himself, but now he blames Tang Xiaofan from the Dragon Country. Yes, Zhao Yang from the Mushroom Country is too miserable. +1 I've seen miserable ones, but I've never seen one as miserable as this. With the city in the sky, he would definitely survive. Yes, what's wrong with Zhao Yang? Why didn't he summon it after getting the blueprint? Life is so wonderful. It makes Tang Xiaofan of Dragon Country successful again and again. People of Dragon Country, call your players back and stop beating up the kids. Dream on. I'll beat you all up in the future. Just wait. The Iron Warriors and the Sky City will crush you again and again. Long live Dragon Country. My Turtle Country firmly supports Dragon Country's sovereignty over Blue Star and applies to join Dragon Country. My Takwawan Country also wants to join Dragon Country. My Baikacha Country also applies to join Dragon Country. My Sakura Country is Dragon Country's unwavering ally. The Sakura Country above is shameless. Chapter 141. Subdue the opponent's bloodthirsty wolf. Among the harvests from conquering the 2 castles, there were 28,000 units of food, which were put on the trading channel by Tang Xiaofan. So far, the total number of ordinary food he has put on the shelf has reached nearly 160,000 units. The food of elite, commander, and lord levels added up to 30,000 to 40,000 units. Ordinary food was not in demand, but special food was exchanged one after another. After all, special food can increase energy value, and it is still very valuable in the market. As for the wood, stone and refined iron materials harvested from the castle battle, they are all stored in the warehouse of the Black Technology Castle. Tang Xiaofan plans to upgrade the Black Technology Castle to a mid-level town in the near future. Black Technology Castle Warehouse. Capacity. Contains a small different dimensional space, the size of which will expand as the castle level increases. Reserved materials. 289,300 units of wood, 157,000 units of stone, 23,400 units of refined iron, and some monster materials. Current status. Invincible special reminder. If the heart of the castle is destroyed, the warehouse's dimensional space will collapse, and the reserve materials will all fall, and become the spoils of hostile forces. Please protect your heart of the castle. The material reserves in the warehouse have exceeded half of the requirements for upgrading the intermediate town. Once that batch of special food is sold, there will be a considerable amount of materials. Work harder. Clear a few local forces and a few castles. My Black Technology Castle can be upgraded to an intermediate town. Tang Xiaofan was not very urgent about upgrading the castle. However, after all, the castle is the main base of the castle lord, and its significance is still very important. If conditions permit, Tang Xiaofan does not mind upgrading. After all, only with a royal capital can a dynasty be established. Then Tang Xiaofan sent all the monster materials stored in the warehouse to the little Lalita in the underground world. The monster materials he collected reached a total of 10,000 pieces, enough to make thousands of standard equipment. After a while, when the dwarves in the Dark Iron Dwarf Castle have made standard equipment, Tang Xiaofan and the little Lalita can make a fortune again. In this beast-tide battle, many castle lords have revealed blueprints. Among them, there must be some blueprints for refining equipment. I believe that standard equipment will appear in large quantities in the trading channel in the near future. However, since the number of castle lords is too large, and the number of castle lords with humanoid soldiers is at least in the hundreds, roughly estimated, the total number of humanoid soldiers under the command of these castle lords must exceed 5,000. What is the concept of 5,000 humanoid soldiers? To equip these 5,000 humanoid soldiers with at least 20,000 pieces of equipment, this is based on the premise that each person is equipped with only a few pieces of equipment on average. Therefore, Tang Xiaofan is not worried about others coming to steal his business. Equipment is both scarce and consumable. Equipment has both market value and liquidity, and can be said to be enduring. At any time, as long as there is equipment posted in the trading area, someone will buy it. This is a long-term way to make money. Tang Xiaofan and the little Lalita in the underground world can make a lot of profit from it in the long run. Tang Xiaofan took a look at his own soulstone reserve. There were 7,451 soulstones. The ones he had consumed before were now back. At this rate, it won't be long before my farmer's factory can be upgraded again. Sure enough, war is the way to development. Hunting wild monsters is only a temporary solution after all. The core way for the castle forces to develop is to go to war with the castle forces and the local forces. The larger the scale of the war, the more you will gain after the war. Tang Xiaofan has already tasted the sweetness brought by the war. Just 2 castle forces, one advanced and one top, have contributed thousands of soulstones and countless supplies to him. It has to be said that this is the fastest way to make money. Of course, Tang Xiaofan also knows the fact that the harvest can be so large is also closely related to the fact that the beast tide has just ended. The 2 castle forces have passed the test of the beast tide and have also obtained a lot of soulstones in the battle. Now, all their spoils have fallen into Tang Xiaofan's pocket. Naturally, it is a great harvest. Moreover, there are also blueprints of the Sky City. This is the only place that makes Tang Xiaofan feel that this battle is worth the effort, which also makes Tang Xiaofan full of expectations for future wars. Yo. Accompanied by a strange low roar, several bloodthirsty magic wolves flew into the Black Technology Castle and landed in the yard and crawled obediently in front of Tang Xiaofan. These were the 2 bloodthirsty magic wolves. that survived the soldiers' axes during the battle just now. Zhang Yi thought they were cute, so he brought them back to Tang Xiaofan for processing. The two magic wolves lowered their heads obediently. They were both 7 or 8 meters long, which was really big. The bloodthirsty magic wolves were navy blue all over and looked like they were carved from stone. They looked very strange, with 4 claws, like beast monsters. The front half of the body, from the head, neck to the forelimbs, was like a giant wolf, but the ribs had wings, which were similar to eagle creatures, covered with navy blue feathers. The back half of the body, starting from the abdomen to the hind limbs and the tail, was more like a wolf. It was no longer covered with feathers, but navy blue wolf fur. The fur was soft and undulating with the wind, just like wheat waves and silk. Top level troops. It looks good. Tang Xiaofan praised them, and then checked the information of the 2 bloodthirsty demon wolves. Bloodthirsty demon wolf. Current growth status. Growth stage. Strength level. Mid-level 14. Loyalty. 92 points. Growth potential limit. Peak level 20. Special reminder, after successfully obtaining bloodline evolution, the bloodthirsty demon wolf has a certain probability of evolving into a vampire wolf bat, and the growth potential limit is increased to level 30. Both levels have reached the peak of level 16, and they are also one step away from being promoted to level 18. These 2 bloodthirsty demon wolves are also the most powerful troops under Zhao Yang. In the end, they didn't even have a chance to attack, and were suppressed by Zhang Yi's powerful murderer Sora without any idea of resistance, and they didn't even show their abilities. Obviously, compared with Tang Xiaofan's kung fu, the top troops like the bloodthirsty demon wolf are still far behind. But after all, they look decent, and they are also top troops, and they are air combat troops. It's not bad to be a means of transportation in the castle. Then, Tang Xiaofan called the 2 little angels and gave each of them a bloodthirsty demon wolf. With the bloodthirsty demon wolf, they can keep up with the pace of the warrior team, so that they can only fly slowly behind the warriors when they are in the sky. In the previous battle, the 2 little angels have not been upgraded, and they are not able to adapt to the warriors' fast fighting style. However, with the help of the 2 bloodthirsty demon wolves, Tang Xiaofan believes that they will catch up soon, and there will be more and more souls in the temple in the future. Chapter 142 Plan to launch an expedition against Tang Xiaofan. Tang Xiaofan said to Zhang Yi, who had worked hard all night, "Well done, go and rest." "Yes, my lord." The soldiers saluted Tang Xiaofan respectfully, lined up to take off their armor, and went back to rest. The bloodthirsty demon wolf also bowed his head respectfully to Tang Xiaofan. As a surrendered soldier, their loyalty should not be high. But under the influence of the power of faith and the temple, their loyalty is still above 90 points. Above 90 points, they will loyally execute Tang Xiaofan's orders and there is no possibility of defection. Then, the 2 little angels flew high into the sky and flew to the temple. 2 or more bloodthirsty demon wolves also flapped their wings and followed. Tang Xiaofan stayed alone in the castle. It was almost dawn, and he was very sleepy. He took a bath and fell asleep on the bed. He didn't know that others had already begun to formulate a conspiracy against him. Late at night, the Anti-Demon Alliance, the 5 top castle lords who lived in the forest were chatting. Zhao Yang is dead, killed by Tang Xiaofan's demon team. Zhao Yang, the castle lord who appeared in the world chat channel, he claimed that Tang Xiaofan had more than 500 demons. The most powerful demon even reached level 21. I don't know if it's credible or not. Of course it's credible. And it can't be false. A top castle lord was destroyed. The hostile castle forces Tang Xiaofan. Yeah. Old Wang, how did you know? It seems that this news has not been spread in the world chat channel. Because I'm also in the Alliance of Gods. Fuck, Old Wang, it's great. He actually broke into the Alliance of Gods. Haha, it's not difficult to enter the Alliance of Gods. As long as you are a top castle lord, you can enter. If you want to enter, I can help recommend you. Okay, I heard that Mr. Bear is one of the founders of the Alliance of Gods. I want to get in touch with Mr. Bear. Let's get down to business, Old Wang. Well, Zhao Yang's soldiers are bloodthirsty demon wolves. There are about 40 of them, and the most powerful one has reached the peak of level 16. Facing the attack of Tang Xiaofan's demon team, it seems that it has not lasted more than 10 minutes. Zhao Yang led his bloodthirsty demon wolves to flee at the first opportunity, but they were still caught up and killed by Tang Xiaofan's demons. Hiss. Damn. Is Tang Xiaofan's demon strength so terrifying? The top castle forces didn't even last 10 minutes. This castle battle has made us clearly see the gap between the top castle forces and the black technology castles. I even suspect that the 5 of us combined are not Tang Xiaofan's opponents. As soon as these words came out, the 5 top castle lords in the anti-demon alliance fell silent. Not to mention, the 5 of them combined really couldn't beat Tang Xiaofan's demon team. Just that level 21 demon was enough to sweep away the top troops under their command. Is Tang Xiaofan really unstoppable? What do you mean by unstoppable? Everyone has weaknesses. Leo Wang, hurry up and tell me, don't play dumb. I have good news for you. I sent troops to attack a goblin tribe tonight. Guess what we got? What? A map. A magic map of our forest. It is said that it was a caravan from a native human empire. They wanted to cross the forest, but were attacked by the Holy Land Warcraft family and the whole team was wiped out. When the goblins were picking up their relics, they accidentally discovered this magic map. Magic map? What's the use? It's very useful. I have found the location of the Twin Mountains on the map, and roughly marked the location of the Black Technology Castle. Haha. Wait until we find the right time. The problem is, I'm afraid we can't handle Tang Xiaofan. Brothers, it's time to strengthen our anti-demon alliance. As long as they are the lords of the castles in the forests and grasslands, they will all be recruited. We must launch an expedition to the Black Technology Castle. We must not let Tang Xiaofan's demons continue to grow. Upon hearing this, several top castle lords in the anti-demon alliance showed ruthlessness. As the lords of the castles belonging to the same forest, the stronger Tang Xiaofan is, the weaker they are. When Tang Xiaofan is too powerful to be defeated, they are finished. Therefore, they must destroy Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle before it reaches the Invincible Realm. As long as the Black Technology Castle is overthrown, and Tang Xiaofan and his demons disappear from the forest, their anti-demon alliance can dominate this resource-rich forest. Rule this area in the form of an alliance. At this time, Tang Xiaofan was still sleeping soundly. He didn't know that there was an anti-demon alliance in the forest that was planning to expedition to his Black Technology Castle within a week. Even if he knew, he wouldn't care, and would even welcome it. His war fortress, the Sky City, is not for show. Not to mention a small anti-demon alliance. Even if the gods alliance with dozens of top castle lords came to kill them, they would die as many as they came. Due to the low energy, the Sky City cannot carry out cross-regional expeditions. However, there is no problem in protecting Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle. As long as Tang Xiaofan is willing to pay the price of consuming his own reserve of soul stones, he can now activate the war weapons of the Sky City, the sacred magic cannons and large, medium and small magic cannons, to attack the invading enemies. These cannons. It is not an exaggeration to say that they can kill a large number of people. Therefore, even if the Alliance of Gods gathers a large army to kill them, Tang Xiaofan can rely on the Sky City to make them come and go. Not to mention the Anti-Demon Alliance, which is many times weaker than the Alliance of Gods. And judging from Jarvis' progress, he will soon be able to complete the analysis of the Sky City. By then, the Sky City, which is free from the constraints of soul stones, and is filled with massive artillery and rocket launchers, will let those unpredictable opponents understand what a crushing blow is. Since the appearance of the war fortress of the Sky City, Tang Xiaofan has not worried about the security and defense of his castle at all. Even sleeping has become more fragrant. Tang Xiaofan woke up. The sky outside the castle was still a little dim, but suddenly a golden ray of morning light broke through the sky, as if it illuminated the whole world in an instant. Almost at the same time, Tang Xiaofan also opened his eyes, and his biological clock woke him up. Although he had stayed up all night, Tang Xiaofan woke up on time, and was not tired at all. As expected, his level had been promoted to level 9, and he only needed a short sleep to stay energetic. The higher the level, the stronger the body function of the life form. For saint level strongmen and demigod strongmen, they would not be affected by not sleeping for a long time. Because at their level, sleep is already the worst choice, and the spirit and soul are the foundation of the body. As usual, he got up, washed, and ate the breakfast prepared by the kitchen. Now it was the chef master who made breakfast for Tang Xiaofan. Tang Xiaofan enjoyed a simple fried egg sandwich. It seems that the professional farmers summoned by this system are all genuine masters. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 143, Testing the Automatic Close Range Artillery. Then Tang Xiaofan opened the trading channel. After one night, he found that the auction price of the skeleton army building blueprint he had thrown in had reached more than 5,800 soulstones. In fact, this value is far from the true value of this blueprint. If it is in the middle and late stages, it will surely be sold for hundreds of thousands, or even millions of soulstones. However, Tang Xiaofan did not want to keep it as a treasure and auction it in the middle and late stages. That would really rot in his hands, and at present, more than 5,800 soulstones are already a sky-high price. Except for Tang Xiaofan, no castle lord can come up with so many soulstones on his own, and they all rely on borrowing money everywhere. Many castle lords of the undead system are borrowing soulstones everywhere, just to bid for this rare army building blueprint. The soulstones in the early stage are the most valuable. The value of soulstones in the later stage is bound to plummet. Tang Xiaofan couldn't help but smile as he looked at the bidding price that was still increasing. It looks like I can start looking forward to the 5th level farmer's factory. Compared with the upgrade of the farmer's factory, a mere mid-level soldier's building blueprint is not important at all. This is the fundamental reason why Tang Xiaofan sold the skeleton soldier's building blueprint. The auction will end in about 4 hours. I hope the bid price can exceed 7,000 soulstones by then. While talking to himself, Tang Xiaofan turned his head and looked at the bidding for the space teleportation magic array blueprint. The bidding price of this blueprint has reached about 1,200 soulstones. Obviously, those who know the goods can see that there are still many castle owners who have strategically important space teleportation magic arrays. I'm not in a hurry to raise the price. The bidding time for this blueprint is 1 day, and it will not end until about 8 o'clock in the evening. Raise the price then. Now that the soulstone reserves are abundant, Tang Xiaofan is determined to get this space teleportation magic array blueprint. When he has the opportunity to get 2 more of these blueprints, he can build a teleportation magic array to connect the Black Technology Castle and the Little Lala's Black Iron Dwarf Castle. At that time, the warrior team will be able to directly kill into the underground world, and his castle power will also extend and expand to the chaotic dark world. This is of great strategic significance to Tang Xiaofan's castle power in the battle for hegemony over the gods and demons continent. Then, Tang Xiaofan looked at the food again. As usual, hundreds of thousands of units of ordinary food were not in demand. Special food was exchanged by the castle lords one after another, especially the commander level food and lord level food, which sold the best. After visiting the trading area again, Tang Xiaofan didn't find anything that he could see, so he turned off the trading channel and went straight to the castle yard. Now, he has to arrange the reception of the 2 new castle resource points. After all, the current traffic problem has been solved, and it's time to start large-scale resource collection. For Tang Xiaofan, this was planned long ago. At this moment, the production workshops of the 2 vehicles were roaring, and various machines were running at high speed. Tang Xiaofan first came to the heavy machinery factory, where light armored transport vehicles were being produced. A row of vulture light armored trucks had been waiting for Tang Xiaofan to come and inspect them. Next to the convoy was a group of soldiers from the 1st Regiment of Soldiers, who came as a guard regiment to escort them. The drivers of the convoy were all female farmers. These female men were not inferior to male farmers at all, and they quickly mastered the driving skills of the car. They saw Tang Xiaofan in the cockpit and waved to show their respect for Tang Xiaofan. Because the body of the vulture was very high, it was inconvenient to get on and off the car. so Tang Xiaofan told them not to get off in advance. At the same time, a group of large pelican airships that were also setting off were hovering in the sky. Although the load capacity of these large pelicans was also good, it was still not as high as the vultures on the ground. Therefore, as a means of transportation, the airships set off together this time to build relevant airports and waterways at each resource point. With Jarvis's arrangement and coordination, the safety and work efficiency of all farmers are ensured. With Tang Xiaofan's nod, the first batch of convoys set off, and the big pelicans also flew away. The huge city gate opened, and the huge convoy filed out, followed by a team of soldiers and a group of steel warriors in the sky to escort. After all, this is still a forest. Although many wild monsters died in the beast tide battle, the forest is not lacking in monsters, and they may appear at any time. Although there are heavy machine guns on the convoy, it is more reassuring to rely on the guards of Mark II armor. As for the formation of the big pelicans, no escort was arranged because of the existence of the 4 liaison watchtowers. There is no visual blind spot in the sphere of influence of the Black Technology Castle, and the big pelicans have a good flying speed, so they can completely avoid risks in advance through Jarvis's arrangement. Watching the convoy directly push down the trees more than 10 meters high and open a wide passage in the dense forest, Tang Xiaofan couldn't help but feel that he didn't seem to care about the environment. Fortunately, this world is big enough, and I believe that my destructive power is still insignificant. The two factories occupied a large area of land, which had been flattened by the construction team, and then a wall was built around it. Although such a large defense range might be a little dangerous, if the next beast tide came, in Jarvis' plan, the defense force would increase artillery, which would greatly enhance the defense capability. The model of the artillery was the 1130 close-in defense gun on the base. This is an 11-tube 30mm rotary rapid-fire gun close-range defense weapon system with 11 barrels and an unlimited ammunition magazine. It can lock more than 40 targets at a time. The maximum firepower is 11,000 rounds per minute, or about 166 rounds per second. This automatic artillery is installed on the base of the automatic turret, and is equipped with a tracking system to fire 165mm caliber machine gun shells. The sample gun has been made just outside the factory, because this area will be pushed away to leave a firing range just for testing the gun. Tang Xiaofan, led by the craftsman of the weapons workshop, climbed a section of the city wall. The prototype gun was installed on a bulge on the city wall, facing the dense forest. Seeing Tang Xiaofan coming, the weapon craftsman waved his hand quickly, and the sound of gears turning was heard. Then a beam of fire shot out from the muzzle, forming a red firework at the muzzle. The trees in the distance turned directly into mist, and the trees hit by the shells were all like this. At least some leaves fell, raising smoke and dust all over the sky. It's powerful. How about the automatic detection device? My lord, it has been completed. It is modified from the visual components of the Mark II armor. Please have a look. Tang Xiaofan took a look and saw something similar to a telescope placed on the city wall, wrapped in an iron shell. Tang Xiaofan asked Jarvis, "Jarvis, what is the enemy identification rate of this monitor?" "Sir, actually this is one of my information collectors. The recognition rate reaches 100%, and there will be no misjudgment." "Oh, your computing power has improved so much." "Yes, the current arc reactor has formed a network for me. Unless there is an extremely complex budget, these monitoring and operations can be easily handled." Chapter 144 A Special Angel was born. "Jarvis, what about the Sky City? How's the analysis going?" Looking at the dazzling fire in the distance, Tang Xiaofan understood that, after being equipped with such automatic artillery, his castle and resource points would be truly impregnable. This kind of artillery was originally used to provide close-range missile defense for ships. It can even hit missiles that are close at hand. Tang Xiaofan believes that there will be no enemies faster than missiles in the God and Demon continent. If there are, even if they are invisible, they will find it difficult to escape Jarvis multi-level scanning. In addition to appearance recognition, Jarvis can also perform multi-dimensional recognition of objects such as thermal imaging and radiation. If there is an enemy who really bypasses Jarvis's recognition, Tang Xiaofan plans to admit it. Moreover, if the enemy comes to force his way in, he looks at the half-meter long warhead in his hand, and he thinks that the other party must not be very clear about the power of the so-called high-speed artillery. The 1130 close-in defense gun hits an 80mm steel plate as easily as tearing paper. In this world, what kind of creature can have such heavy armor? The experimental results were satisfactory. Tang Xiaofan decided on the spot that the 1130 close-in defense gun would be the main defense weapon. He began mass production and deployed it in all places that needed defense. The farmer in the weapons workshop completed his task and left. Tang Xiaofan was alone on the newly built wall and began to think. Now, there are 2 leading warriors in the warrior team. They are the strongest and the highest level. At present, the warrior team is 1,000 people, divided into 2 teams, taking turns to attack. So from the perspective of the military system, there are currently 2 commander-type warriors, which will cause chaos in the management of the team. It has nothing to do with level, but the experience accumulated from countless battles. Although at present, these farmers are very loyal to Tang Xiaofan. However, with the expansion of the territory in the future, the warriors need to be stationed outside the castle, and the constraints of loyalty will be reduced at that time. And the ties of family and the pursuit of honor are the source of a person's continuous struggle. Tang Xiaofan also has certain plans for the future warrior army system. In addition to the natural hierarchy, we also need to start developing a military honor system. Jarvis, record it. I consider myself the commander-in-chief and have the highest command authority over all the soldiers under my command. Under me, I appoint generals, who are divided into 3 grades: general, lieutenant general and major general. The general is responsible for the combat work in an area, and under the general are the colonels, who are also 3 grades, divided into colonel, lieutenant colonel and major. The colonel is responsible for the battle in a city. Below are lieutenants, 3 grades, captain, lieutenant and second lieutenant. The lieutenant is in charge of the combat troops. The captain commands 100 people, the lieutenant commands 50 people, and the second lieutenant commands 10 people. After saying it in one breath, Tang Xiaofan thought for a while and said to Jarvis, "You will improve the military exploits and promotion system and arrange reasonable military ranks for everyone according to the current combat records and situation." "Yes, sir." Tang Xiaofan said again, "In order to prevent accidents, you will be authorized by me to directly manage the armor and vehicles of each combatant. You can predict and intervene directly, in advance without asking for permission." "Yes, sir." Then, Tang Xiaofan left the test site and entered the temple alone. He took out the pure souls from the believers from the Holy Grail. Previously, due to insufficient soulstone reserves, he could only transform 2 souls into angels. Now, not counting the military building drawings that are being auctioned, he has enough soulstones to reincarnate all the pure souls of believers into angels. You have obtained 283 pure souls baptized by divine power. In the message prompt, Tang Xiaofan came to the temple, stretched out his right hand, and a soul light rain fell into his hand. He brought the soul to the farmer's factory, and after putting his hand in, he received the prompt as before. "Do you want to consume 2830 soul stones to reincarnate the soul?" "Yes, no, yes." Tang Xiaofan responded. In just a moment, Tang Xiaofan's own reserve of soul stones decreased, leaving only 4621. However, he didn't care. After the auction of the skeleton warrior's architectural drawings was over, his soulstone reserves would exceed 5,000 again, or even approach 10,000. It was worth using just over 2,000 soulstones to exchange for more than 200 angels with great potential. Moreover, it could also balance the battle force layout under his command. At the same time, a dazzling light also bloomed in the farmer's factory. Not long after, it lasted for nearly 10 minutes before the light of the factory completely dissipated. In front of Tang Xiaofan, 283 light balls appeared. Looking at these light balls, Tang Xiaofan couldn't help but sigh. Angels, as creatures, need to continue to develop in order to become mature and to show their combat power. Moreover, they cannot wear their own mark armor, and they are likely to suffer fatal injuries that cannot be healed, and they are likely to die. I'm greedy. Even if they are not as good as the armored warriors, they still have the potential to become gods. It is not an exaggeration to list them as top level soldiers. Although they are only slightly weaker than my armored warriors, they are also the top combat power of the native land of gods and demons. Not long after, the light balls in front of Tang Xiaofan burst one after another, and the little angels in the light balls appeared in front of Tang Xiaofan. More than 200 angels looked like little angels with wings. Unexpectedly, the last angel actually had 3 pairs of snow-white wings. This is a 6-winged angel. It has 2 more pairs of wings than other little angels. Angel of the Heart, strength level 14 loyalty. 100, complete form, Angel of Love, Angel of the Heart. That is to say, the Angel of the Heart is a special angel. Special angels are rare compared to orthodox angels, but at least they have 6 wings. Angel of the Heart Holy Spirit, initial level 14. After adulthood, it is the level of a lower true god. It is worthy of being a special angel. True gods are gods, immortal. In any case, the training value of this type of soldiers is still very high. Praise you, Almighty Lord, thank you for giving us new life. May the holy light always be there, and may you be eternal. More than 200 little angels, with a fanatical look on their faces, knelt on the ground, saluted and prayed to Tang Xiaofan. Tang Xiaofan looked at the newly bred Angel of the Heart. She was beautiful, had 6 wings, wore a snow-white long dress, and exuded a holy glow. Like the 2-winged angel, she was also a female angel. Her figure was about 40 centimeters, taller than the newborn ordinary angels. I didn't expect it. The upgraded farmer's factory can actually breed special angels. It should be related to the increased probability. Tang Xiaofan was very excited. He felt that it was a good thing that he had opened up a new type of troops. Chapter 145, beginning to train the Angel Corps. Looking at this special 6-winged angel, he imagined how powerful it would be when it matured, and was filled with joy. He named this new Angel of the Heart Tejia, and ordered her to lead the newly bred 2-winged angels to the temple to meet up with the 2 previous angels, to learn about the Black Technology Castle. Yes, Almighty Lord. The Angel of the Heart Tejia saluted Tang Xiaofan with a look of reverence. Then he flapped his 6 snow-white wings, and flew to the temple. The other new 2-winged angels near the farmer's factory followed closely behind, forming a line of snow-white angels, which looked extremely spectacular. These transformed souls were Tang Xiaofan's fanatics, before they sacrificed themselves, and some were even devout believers. When they died, they had a pious idea that they would ascend to heaven and gain eternal life. At present, they have transformed from humble goblins to noble angels, which can be regarded as a form of immortality. Moreover, they were born in the Black Technology Castle, which must be heaven compared to their primitive tribal life. Now, after these souls were reincarnated through the farmer's factory, they all became angels, and they were also fanatics at the level of faith. These angels' faith in Tang Xiaofan was extremely firm. The combat capability of angels was beyond doubt, and they were all powerful warriors. Moreover, the existence of the Angel of the Heart must have its own special skills or spells. Angels themselves were a powerful top-level military unit. At least their potential was superior to that of black dragons and fire dragons. What we need to do next is to expand the size of the angel army. Slowly improve their strength. But there is a problem here. His castle was the farmer's castle, and there was no special building for recruiting angels. Therefore, the only way for him to obtain angels at present was for his believers to die near the temple, and only after their souls were purified could they obtain pure souls. Then he used the farmer's factory to consume soul stones to summon these angels. Although he had a believer of a local earth elf under his command, he could not kill them all and reincarnate them as angels. Moreover, this deliberate killing would cause flaws in the originally pure faith, and it was very likely that he would not be able to obtain pure souls. Besides, the fundamental reason is that the soul stones in his hand are not enough now. He mainly wants to upgrade the farmer factory. It is impossible to spend too many resources for an angel army. Take your time. We can always find a way to solve it. Tang Xiaofan didn't think much about it. He glanced at the current situation of the angel team. Among them, the number of angels on the 2 wings is the largest, nearly 200. This shows a problem. There are only a few soldiers who master magic power. Most of the soldiers are in charge, including the warriors under Tang Xiaofan. At present, among the warrior team, only Zhenyi has mastered a combat skill. After all, high-level skills have high damage. Forget it, let's arrange for the angels to upgrade as soon as possible. Not long after, a mighty team poured out of the Black Technology Castle. The angel army was ordered by Tang Xiaofan to go to the dense forest outside the castle to hunt wild monsters. At the same time, Tang Xiaofan also sent a captain to the 2nd Regiment of Warriors to bring 100 warriors to protect the angel army. The strength of the newly reincarnated angels is very weak, with only level 2. When hunting wild monsters, it is easy to suffer casualties. Once they die, Tang Xiaofan will have to spend soul stones to help them reincarnate, which is a big loss. There may also be a risk. If there is no temple near the place where the angel falls, the soul cannot be recovered. Having an 18th level warrior to lead them to level up can not only protect their safety, but also quickly improve their level. When the general level of the angel army is raised to about level 10 elite level, they can go hunting alone, or even attack local forces. Not bad. All aspects of the castle are developing rapidly. The strength is also increasing rapidly. It seems that the hunting range can be expanded again. Tang Xiaofan is quite satisfied with the development speed of the current Black Technology Castle, especially the number of arms under his command. He believes that among the hundreds of castle lords, whether they are top castle lords or low-level castle lords, his number of arms is absolutely second to none. Tang Xiaofan came to an open space not far away. There are many things piled up here: equipment, food, wood, stone, refined iron and other supplies. This is what the warrior team harvested last night. Tang Xiaofan looked back and found that his warrior team had also attacked 2 local forces last night, a small goblin tribe and a small 2-headed ogre tribe. So far, with the Black Technology Castle as the center, within a range of 20 kilometers in diameter, all local forces have been wiped out. In this way, except for these wild monsters generated locally in the forest, it is difficult for threatening monster forces to appear. But most of these equipment are low level and damaged. There are more than 5,000 units of food, a number of wood, stone, and refined iron. A total of about 2,800 soulstones were harvested, but there are still no blueprints. Just this wave of harvested soulstones has made up for the consumption of my reincarnated angel soul. Sure enough, the more wars there are, the easier it is to obtain supplies and soulstones. Looking at the piles of spoils in front of him, Tang Xiaofan's face was full of smiles. Then, he put the harvested equipment and food on the trading channel. Wood, stone, and refined iron are stored in the castle warehouse, waiting to upgrade the Black Technology Castle to a mid-level town in the future. The soulstone was placed in the Cyclops ring as usual. At the same time, Tang Xiaofan checked his personal information. Lord of the castle, Tang Xiaofan, level 9, castle level, primary town, castle arms, farmers, castle buildings, farmer factory, temple, metal laboratory, blacksmith shop, weapon workshop, stone workshop, wood workshop, kitchen, shower room, barber shop, heavy factory, light airport factory, farmland, animal stables, hospital, library, primary school, middle school, theater, concert hall, tavern, soulstone. 7,421. It's almost time. Let's see how the price of the blueprint auction is. Tang Xiaofan entered the trading channel, and his eyes were fixed on the auction of the skeleton warriors building blueprints. So far, the auction price has reached 6,730 soulstones, approaching the 7,000 mark. As long as the auction is over, the number of soulstones he owns will instantly break through the 10,000 mark. This made Tang Xiaofan feel unreal. Soulstones, which are extremely precious to other castle lords, seemed to come too easily to him. Tang Xiaofan didn't know that, while he was paying attention to the auction of the blueprints, a team of 5 or 6 wanderers appeared in the dense forest more than 20 kilometers away from the Black Technology Castle. Chapter 146. The Wanderer Who Came for Refuge. That's the Twin Mountains. Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle must be nearby. Let's go. Speed up. We are about to find the location of the Black Technology Castle. When the time comes, no matter what, we must let Tang Xiaofan accept us. Are we really going? I'm worried that Tang Xiaofan will kill us directly. How is that possible? We are not the lord of the castle. Tang Xiaofan is so happy to get our wanderers to surrender. How could he bear to kill us? Really? I have a bad feeling. Don't be such a jinx. Hurry up. As long as we can join the Black Technology Castle, we will be rich. 5 or 6 wanderers passed through the Twin Mountains and ran quickly in the dense forest. However, before they entered the sphere of influence of the Black Technology Castle, they were attacked by a large group of goblins. Yo yo yo. Catch these humans from another world. Hand them over to the Great Goblin King. Several wanderers were dumbfounded at the time. They didn't understand where these strong goblins came from. When the goblins surrounded them, they were scared, and their faces turned green. In the dense forest, dozens of strong goblin warriors suddenly appeared and surrounded the 6 wanderers wearing simple equipment. Fuck. I told you that you are a bad mouth. You didn't see the Black Technology Castle, but you were surrounded by a group of goblins. The young wanderer who was glared at felt very depressed. He just said it casually, feeling that something bad would happen. Originally, he was worried that he would break into the sphere of influence of the Black Technology Castle and be killed by the demons under Tang Xiaofan. Who knew that he would encounter such a thing? A large wave of goblins surrounded them first. It seems that these goblins are well equipped. It is obvious that they are not easy to mess with, and they shouted His Majesty the King, obviously not Tang Xiaofan. Captain, I heard that goblins can eat people. Especially the goblin tribes living on the edge of the forest. They often rob the local human caravans passing by and take them back to the tribe to barbecue after catching people. What the hell are you talking about? This wanderer team has a total of 6 people. The captain has the highest level, and the levels of other wanderers range from level 8 to level 10. The captain was a middle-aged man, and he said with a dark face, "Don't talk nonsense. These goblins are very strong, at least level 10 elites. We are no match for them. If you don't want to be caught and barbecued, then run for your life." As soon as the voice fell, he took the lead and ran in the direction he came from, not caring about his teammates. As for finding the Black Technology Castle, joining Tang Xiaofan, and dreaming of getting rich, let's talk about it after we can escape. Seeing this, the other wanderers also ran away quickly. But at this moment, a big net fell from the sky and caught them all. The 6 wanderers were all covered by the big net. No matter how they swung their tattered swords, it was difficult to break the big net shining with magic. Then, a lord-level goblin came and forcibly pulled them out. It's over. The 6 wanderers cried. Their hands and legs were all tied tightly, let alone running. It was difficult to even struggle. I would not have come if I had known. Not only did I not see Tang Xiaofan's demon, but I was also tied up by the goblins. Who can I go to for justice? Don't eat me, I surrender. The young wanderer screamed in fear. He was tied to a wooden stick, with a goblin on each end. Isn't this the prelude to barbecue? He was so scared that his face turned green, and he shouted that he wanted to surrender. Surrender? The strong goblin lord came over and slapped him, beating the young wanderer so hard that he was dizzy and saw stars. The goblin lord said angrily, "Are all humans from another world so undignified? Then why do they dare to treat my tribe so arrogantly and even dare to spread their faith by force?" I didn't. The young wanderer's mouth was full of blood, and he stammered and couldn't speak clearly. But the middle-aged captain, who was quick-witted, shouted, "Powerful goblin warriors, you misunderstood. We are free wanderers, not the lord of the castle. The one who destroyed your goblin tribe was someone else. His name is Tang Xiaofan. Tang Xiaofan's Black Technology Castle dominates this forest area." So the middle-aged captain thought that the person who destroyed the goblin tribe must be Tang Xiaofan. In order to survive, he decisively sold Tang Xiaofan. The other wanderers also nodded desperately. It would rather die than let the poor Taoist die. How could they still remember the matter of seeking refuge with Tang Xiaofan? Let's talk about it first. If they can survive. You are wanderers? The goblin lord frowned and asked, "Who is Tang Xiaofan?" The middle-aged captain said anxiously, "Tang Xiaofan is the owner of the Black Technology Castle, and his castle is nearby. Your tribe must have been destroyed by the Black Technology Castle. Every wrong has its perpetrator, and every debt has its creditor. You have caught the wrong person. We will naturally go to find the Black Technology Castle. The Goblin Lord felt that his IQ was insulted, and he said stubbornly, however, since you are humans from another world, there is nothing wrong with you. You are also bad guys. The Goblin Lord glanced at him and said, send someone to take them back to the royal city and hand them over to His Majesty the King for disposal. The rest of the warriors will come with me to seek revenge on the Black Technology Castle. As you command, Lord Abar. Hey yo, Lee yo. 12 strong goblin warriors carried these wanderers into the dense forest, not caring whether the branches hitting the wanderers hurt or not, until the screams of the wanderers disappeared in the depths of the dense forest. The Goblin Lord led the other goblins away to look for traces of the Black Technology Castle. The Black Technology Castle is the birthplace of the belief in evil gods. After finding out the location of the Black Technology Castle, ask His Majesty the King to send an army to destroy it. After the Goblin Lord led his troops away, a silver figure appeared in the air. It was Xana under Tang Xiaofan. Xana happened to be patrolling here just now. After discovering the abnormality, he activated the adaptive environment function of the Mark II armor and successfully completed the invisibility. At this time, after mastering the latest intelligence, he said to himself, Wan Cheng, Your Majesty, this should be the Goblin Kingdom that the Lord is looking for. The Goblin Kingdom is the nest of the local goblin forces in the God and Demon continent. It is very well hidden. The Goblin tribe that defected to the Black Technology Castle is a branch of the Goblin tribe. The goblins of the tribe have always lived in the underground world. They have only seen the goblin messengers from the kingdom. They learned the general location of the kingdom from the messengers, but they don't know where the specific location is. But one thing is certain, the Goblin Kingdom is also hidden in a corner of the underground world. Thinking of this, Xana whispered, and a warrior flashed in the underground forest. He went into the dense forest not far away. Those goblins, returning to their kingdom with captives, can just help us mark the exact location of the Goblin Kingdom. After saying that, Xana's figure turned into a shadow and disappeared. Chapter 147 Skeleton Warrior Race Construction Blueprint. Soon after, a short battle took place in the dense forest. Xana, who was at level 20, personally took action with terrifying power and directly suppressed the 30 or so elites from the Goblin Kingdom. Even the 18th level Goblin Lord who was the leader had no power to resist Xana's powerful strength. Lord, love all races. All races should respect and believe in the Lord. With Xana's whisper, the goblin warriors from the Goblin Kingdom were terrified. They looked at the powerful steel warrior floating in the air, expressionless, holding a giant axe, and looking at themselves. The goblin warriors struggled for several minutes. Their courage was gone with the wind, and finally they knelt on the ground and begged Xana for mercy. Take them back to the castle and leave it to the Lord to decide. Yes. Black Technology Castle. Time passed, and the auction of the architectural drawings of the skeleton warriors was coming to an end. The current bidding price is as high as 7,040 soulstones, which has shocked countless castle lords. The world chat channel has also become extremely lively because of this auction. Just watching a blueprint auction actually makes my blood boil. Where did this castle lord come from? He's so rich. He bid more than 7,000 soulstones. Even if I searched my castle from top to bottom, I couldn't find so many soulstones. I heard that it only takes 5,000 soulstones to upgrade the military structure to level 4. Have the military structures of these castle lords participating in the auction been upgraded to level 4? Mine is only level 2. I just upgraded to level 3. That's the difference. At this stage, no one can come up with so many soulstones at once. I heard that, in order to bid for this military structure blueprint of boss Tang Xiaofan, many top castle lords are borrowing soulstones everywhere. I heard about it too. This news is indeed true. A friend of mine borrowed 300 soulstones from me, signed a notarized agreement, and returned me 500 within a week. So, they are not rich, but heavily in debt. This is playing with their lives. Is it worth it? Of course. As long as we can grab this army building blueprint from Tang Xiaofan, it will definitely be worth it. What's a soulstone? With 2 army buildings, we can summon double the number of soldiers. Are you still afraid of not having soul stones? I can only say that at least they can borrow soul stones. I'm also envious of the blueprint, but I can't get soul stones at all. This is a feast for the top castle lords. High-level castle lords are not eligible to participate. With just this wave, Tang Xiaofan will become rich overnight. Maybe Tang Xiaofan can directly upgrade the army building to level 4. It seems that no one has upgraded the army building to level 4 until now. Even the top castle lords should still be one level short. I only say one thing, I envy Tang Xiaofan. Same envy +1. Tang Xiaofan glanced at the lively world chat channel. Seeing the information appearing in the channel, he didn't have too many thoughts. It is certain that he will become rich overnight. As for relying on the soul stones obtained from the auction to upgrade the army building to level 4, this is purely underestimating him. When the beast tide ended yesterday, his farmer factory had already been upgraded to level 4. Currently, he is continuing to stock up soul stones and moving towards level 5 military buildings, and it seems that it won't take long before he can start upgrading again. This is the speed of his castle development, and no castle lord can match him. Finally, the auction ended, and the Skeleton Warriors military building blueprint was auctioned off at a sky-high price of 7,200 soul stones. As for who won the blueprint, no one knows, including Tang Xiaofan. He doesn't know. Of course, he doesn't care. No matter who wins the military building blueprint, it can't shake the deterrent power of his warrior team against the castle forces. The castle lord who won the military building blueprint can only speed up the development speed. As for the castle hegemony, even if there is an additional mid-level military, it is not a threat at all. Just like Tang Xiaofan, in addition to farmers and goblins, his magic military also has angels, which can be listed as top advanced military. Would he care if another castle lord had an extra mid-level soldier? Obviously he wouldn't care. This level of soldiers, even if there were more of them, would only be stronger cannon fodder on the battlefield. Their role was to speed up the development of the castle's power in the early stages. They were useless in the middle and late stages of the war. In the burial ground, in a dark bone fortress, a figure in black armor breathed a sigh of relief. Finally I got it. Those people really fought hard for this blueprint. But in the end, it finally fell into my hands. The figure looked at the azure blue blueprint that appeared out of thin air in her hand, and her eyes narrowed slightly under the black helmet. Then, she came to the courtyard of the bone fortress. Do you want to build a skeleton soldier building in the currently designated area? Yes. No, yes. The azure blue blueprint disappeared from her hand as soon as the voice fell. Accompanied by a slight earthquake, a large area of golden light suddenly appeared in front of her, with the shadow of a building in the golden light. Soon, the shadow became real and quickly transformed into a soldier building that could recruit skeleton warriors. In just this moment, she consumed 100,000 units of wood, 50,000 units of stone, 10,000 units of refined iron, and 5,000 units of sulfur. Stone and sulfur can be found everywhere in the burial ground, and they are not scarce resources. However, wood and refined iron are difficult to obtain. It took her a long time to prepare these materials. They were originally used to upgrade the primary town. Now it seems that her castle cannot be upgraded in a short time. As for her Death Knight troop building, it is also difficult to upgrade to level 4 in the near future. In order to bid for the skeleton warrior troop building blueprint, her reserve of soul stones has reached the bottom, and she also paid an additional low price to offset a holy level light ring. But no matter what, if you can bid for the blueprint, you will make money. Looking at the building that appeared in the castle courtyard, her mood also improved a lot. Skeleton Cemetery, Intermediate Troop Building, Initial Level, Level 1, 7 skeleton warriors can be recruited every day. Special reminder, when recruiting skeleton warriors in the skeleton cemetery, there is a certain probability that skeleton mages, skeleton knights and other troops will be recruited. The skeleton cemetery is full of energy. Do you want to recruit skeleton warriors? Yes, no, yes. A command was given, accompanied by a sound like a ghost crying. The skeleton cemetery was filled with grey fog. Soon after, the gate of the cemetery opened, and a team of undead soldiers walked out. 6 skeleton warriors and a skeleton mage. The initial level was level 2. At this time, she walked over kicked a skeleton warrior to pieces, and then threw a bone staff to the skeleton mage. The skeleton mage held the bone staff, sniffed and called twice, and when the bone staff was swung, the skeleton warrior who was kicked to pieces was resurrected again, but the soul fire was a little dim. Chapter 148. Dragon Country men are so popular, it's hard to find one. Not bad. This deal is worth it. She expressed her satisfaction. Then she turned over and rode on the back of an undead bone horse, pointing her sword at the cemetery in the distance. Death Knights, listen to my orders. Follow me to the battle. Yes, Lord. Clang. Dozens of tall and mighty Death Knights gathered and followed their loyal figures out of the Death Knight Kingdom castle. The newly recruited skeleton warriors and skeleton mages followed closely behind. Black Technology Castle. The auction has ended, but Tang Xiaofan's expression is a little strange, with a hint of surprise in his shock. After the auction, he did not receive the full amount of soul stones, only 3,540. The other 3,500 soul stones turned into a ring emitting white light. Tang Xiaofan immediately asked, "What's the matter with the ring?" The bidder used his current equipment to deduct 3,500 soul stones at a low price, so that's how it is. It is indeed a low price discount. After all, this is a holy weapon. Tang Xiaofan smiled brightly. It was really a waste of money to deduct 3,500 soul stones for a holy weapon. According to his idea, a powerful equipment like a holy weapon would definitely be worth more than hundreds of thousands of soul stones in the later stage, or even more. Now the bidder used a holy weapon to deduct only a few thousand soul stones, which was a huge loss. Speaking of which, the bidder lost a holy weapon, but why didn't the bidder use such a powerful equipment as a holy weapon himself? Tang Xiaofan was a little confused, but soon he understood. The reason was very simple. This ring was an equipment of the light camp, and the bidder obviously belonged to the dark, evil, and undead camp. Once the ring of light is worn, it will directly affect the status of the undead army. Since it cannot be worn, it is naturally useless. It is normal to be used to offset the soul stone. Sacred artifact. Which castle lord can get such powerful equipment? Even for me, the best equipment is only the king level Cyclops ring. Tang Xiaofan guessed that this sacred ring-like artifact must not have been snatched from the hands of local forces. The probability of opening a treasure chest is also very low. The highest probability should be from the battle power scoreboard reward of the Beast Tide event. For example, Tang Xiaofan, his scoreboard reward includes equipment rewards, random equipment rewards. The lowest is a sacred artifact, and the highest is a true artifact. It's just that he didn't choose the equipment reward at that time, and finally drew the exclusive building Terminator mushroom. Among the top 100 in the rankings, there are also many top castle lords of the undead system. The most dazzling one is a Death Knight Nation, which won the third place in the rankings. The bidder is most likely to be this castle lord. The third place draws the holy weapon reward, so he should be lucky. It's a pity that the one drawn is the holy weapon of the light camp. Tang Xiaofan sighed a little. If he had chosen the equipment reward, he would have been so angry that he vomited blood, even if it was a real artifact. It's a pity that he didn't choose to draw the equipment in the end. At the same time, his eyes fell on this ring emitting white light. Holy light ring, great, holy artifact, greatly improves the loyalty of the soldiers in the light camp. When the magic power is sufficient, you can release the second holy magic, the great light sword. When the magic power is sufficient, you can release the king magic 3 times, the revival of light. There is a high probability of attracting active surrender from the troops of the light camp. Special reminder, this is the only holy light ring of the Holy Church in the God and Demon continent. The only equipment of the Holy Church. Its powerful strength is undeniable. Just relying on the holy magic that comes with it, the great light sword. What's more, it also carries the king level magic, the revival of light, which seems to be a powerful healing magic. However, Tang Xiaofan looked puzzled. Isn't faith prohibited in the God and Demon continent? Don't the local forces all believe in the truth? Then how can an organization like the church appear? According to Tang Xiaofan's understanding, the church is generally related to faith. He was a little puzzled and curious about what type of organization the Holy Church was, and even expected the believers of the Holy Church to appear in front of him. At this time, Xander brought the soldiers and escorted a group of goblins back to the castle. Jarvis said to Tang Xiaofan respectfully, "Sir, we found the trace of the Goblin Kingdom. Blue Star." As Tang Xiaofan eliminated the two castle forces again, the internet once again set off a wave of criticism against Dragon Country. Dragon Country is too much. What did Mighty Pot Country contestant do to anyone? Just because I'm close to your castle, I will be swept away. That's right, beat the hegemony of Dragon Country. Strongly demand that Dragon Country compensate for the losses caused to Teapot Country. Yes, it's too tragic. The thousand-fold loss of Teapot Country occurred in the capital. It's a pity that so many people were living a carefree life at that time, and suddenly a volcano erupted. Where are the netizens of Teapot Country? Express your opinions. Yes, it seems that people from Teapot Country rarely speak. By the way, and the Grass Country, where Zhao Yang is, why is no one talking? At this time, people who are really familiar with Teapot Country and Grass Country, looking at the indignant look of the crowd, couldn't help but say, don't you know that Teapot Country and Grass Girl Country are applying to join Dragon Country? What do you mean? It means that Teapot Country and Grass Girl Country are applying to give up their independent national qualifications and merge into Dragon Country and become part of Dragon Country. How can this be? This is too much. Dragon Country is already overcrowded. Immigration applications are queued up until next year. Too shameless. The people of Teapot Country have always been lazy and greedy. They are really shameless. The people of Grass Girl Country are not much better. Telephone scammers are all in your Grass Girl Country. Teapot lazy man, don't dream. Dragon Country has rejected your application. Your new contestant has already appeared in the God and Demon continent. White-faced liar, don't dream either. Your contestant has also appeared in the God and Demon continent. Although Tang Xiaofan's victory brought huge benefits to Dragon Country, it also brought huge troubles. The number of Blue Star people who applied to immigrate to Dragon Country has exceeded 300 million. The number of male cross-border romances in Dragon Country is increasing rapidly. Because marrying a Dragon Country person automatically gives them Dragon Country identity, women from other countries on Blue Star began to show off their talents. Online dating and long-distance dating became a quick way to get in touch with Dragon Country people. For a time, a single Dragon Country man had at least 500 brides to choose from, and the dowry started at least 1 million Dragon Country currency. Dragon Country men are hard to find. Chapter 149 The Situation of the Goblin Kingdom. Goblin Kingdom? Tang Xiaofan pondered for a long time. He was not unfamiliar with this Goblin Kingdom. The first contact between the two sides was when Tang Xiaofan conquered the Goblin tribe in the underground world. Under the influence of Zhen Yi, the goblins of the tribe defected to the Black Technology Castle and became his believers. That time, the Goblin Kingdom appeared in the information prompt. As soon as it appeared, it directly blacklisted Tang Xiaofan and his Black Technology Castle, and the hatred value was extremely high. With the continuous development of the Black Technology Castle, the influence and reputation of the Black Technology Castle have increased, and the Goblin Kingdom has appeared in almost every event. The Goblin Kingdom's hatred value for the Black Technology Castle is increasing. It can be said that the Goblin Kingdom hates the Black Technology Castle very much. The Goblin Kingdom and the Black Technology Castle have reached the point of no return. The only possible relationship between the two sides is war, and it is difficult to have peace. Only when one side is defeated can the dispute stop. Tang Xiaofan looked up at Xander and said, "Please explain the situation in detail." Xander replied respectfully, "My lord, I led a team of soldiers to search for local forces that had escaped the net and monster gathering places around the castle, and accidentally discovered a team of goblins." In his words, Xander also mentioned the Wanderers. Those Wanderers were captured by the goblins and taken to the Goblin Kingdom. The reason why I didn't save them is that when they were captured by the goblins, they took the initiative to expose the location of my Black Technology Castle in order to beg for mercy. They are a group of disloyal people who are not worthy of redemption, and their words of surrender are not credible. You did the right thing. Tang Xiaofan nodded to Xander in appreciation. He didn't expect that Wanderers would appear near the Black Technology Castle so soon. But rather than saying that they came to surrender to him, it is better to say that these people want to rely on his towering tree and use the resources of the Black Technology Castle to enhance their own strength. Of course, the Wanderers surrendering to the castle forces is itself a kind of mutually beneficial relationship, and neither party will suffer. However, Tang Xiaofan didn't want to see Wanderers in his castle. Although this is a real world, many castle lords and wanderers regard themselves as players who have descended into another world. Do players have loyalty? From the fact that those wanderers were caught and immediately transferred their firepower to the Black Technology Castle, it can be seen that these so-called players are unreliable. Even Tang Xiaofan himself is self-centered and can't be loyal to other players. It is very difficult to want other players to be loyal and fight for their castle forces. It takes a lot of energy and massive resources to cultivate a group of wanderers who are loyal to the castle forces. For Tang Xiaofan, this is not worth it. Instead of spending huge sums of money to build a group of wanderer forces loyal to the Black Technology Castle, it is better to use resources elsewhere, such as upgrading the castle, upgrading the arms buildings, purchasing various building drawings, expanding the scale of the arms under his command, and enhancing the castle forces. You know, the arms are absolutely loyal to Tang Xiaofan, and the loyalty of the arms can be observed and predicted. Players are full of various uncertain factors. Even loyal subordinates can sell you out in a blink of an eye. So Tang Xiaofan doesn't want to waste his time and energy on them. At least at this stage, Tang Xiaofan doesn't want to have too much contact with wanderers. Perhaps when Tang Xiaofan establishes the Black Technology Dynasty in the future, he will allow wanderers to appear in the ruling area of the dynasty and allow them to live in his country under the constraints of the kingdom system. As for now, Tang Xiaofan said to Zhana, pass on my order and send warriors to patrol the border of the castle. No wanderer is allowed to enter the territory of my castle. If found, he will be expelled, and those who disobey will be killed on the spot. Yes, my lord. Zhana obeyed respectfully. Under his expressionless mask, there was obviously a murderous aura and the breath of death. He didn't like those wanderers either, and then he pointed at the goblins kneeling on the ground. My lord, these goblins are from the Goblin Kingdom. Now they are afraid of our powerful military force, and dare not resist, so they were captured by us. When Tang Xiaofan's eyes fell on the goblins, they immediately prostrated themselves and said in fear and trepidation, please spare our lives, my king. We were forced to come here. Please forgive us. Tang Xiaofan waved his hand and said, send them to the temple to receive the judgment of the priest. I will ask a few questions first. It can be seen that these goblins are very frightened. Seeing that the Iron Warriors are respectful to Tang Xiaofan, an ordinary human man, they know in their hearts that the owner of the Black Technology Castle is the one who decides their fate, and they are even more panicked. Tang Xiaofan asked, the king of the Goblin Kingdom? The 18th level goblin lord in the lead wanted to speak in panic, but Tang Xiaofan waved his hand and interrupted him. Answer whatever I ask you. I will not punish you for your past, as long as you can pass the test of sacrifice in the temple. Praise you, kind master, the 18th level goblin lord said hurriedly. Is there anyone in the Goblin Kingdom over 20th level? Tang Xiaofan frowned and asked. The 18th level goblin lord nodded and said, only the Grand Elder is 20th level, and he is also the most powerful goblin warrior in the history of the Forest Goblin clan. The goblin tribe is widely distributed, not only in the forest, but also in many places. There is not only one goblin kingdom. Basically, there is a kingdom and a ruling power in an area. The Goblin Kingdom, where the 18th level goblin lord is located, rules the forest. There are many races like the Goblin clan, and only a few powerful races have only one ruling kingdom on the God and Demon continent, such as the Natural Elf Empire. Except for the core of the Elf Empire, the elves and other places are just branches, and these branches are not allowed to hold the kingship. Goblins are different. There are too many goblins all over the world of the God and Demon continent. Therefore, there are independent goblin kingdoms in many areas, and each goblin kingdom has its own king. A level 20 goblin elder. Tang Xiaofan frowned slightly. The strength of a level 20 strong man is beyond doubt, but that's it. Even if this elder has some special abilities, Tang Xiaofan believes that his iron team can still sweep the entire Goblin Kingdom. Now it seems that there may not be too many difficulties as he expected. If you want to destroy and conquer the Goblin Kingdom, you only need to get rid of the level 20 Goblin Elder. The other goblins have no power to fight at all. Tang Xiaofan asked, "How far is your Goblin Kingdom from my castle?" "Almighty Lord, I have a magic map to check." Chapter 150, The Voice in the Dark. The 18th level Goblin Lord took out a light golden scroll-like object from his bosom. He stood up carefully and handed the scroll to Zana. Then he hurriedly returned to his original position and continued to kneel on the ground and said respectfully, "This is a map of the entire forest. It marks the locations of various forces, including the location of the Goblin Kingdom. The underground capital of the Goblin Kingdom is about 800 kilometers away from your castle." Tang Xiaofan took the magic map handed over by Zana. After spreading it out, it showed the entire forest. The entire map was drawn with black thin lines with large and small mountains, lakes, forests, resource points, and force distribution marks, as well as mineral resource marks. This is a very detailed map. On the map, Tang Xiaofan found the location of the Goblin Kingdom. The direct distance from his castle is about 14 centimeters. Comparing the map scale, 800 kilometers away. "How did you appear in this area in such a short time?" Tang Xiaofan frowned and asked in confusion. It only took a few days for the goblin tribes in the underground world to surrender to him and believe in him. If it were his steel warriors, they could fly at high altitudes to cover the distance of 800 kilometers in a shorter time. But goblins can't fly. If they travel by land, they need to cross mountains one after another, and they also have to be careful of attacks from local forces and wild monsters. If they are not careful, the whole army will be annihilated. Even if the Great Elder of the Goblin Kingdom got the news and immediately sent goblins to investigate the situation, it would not be reasonable for them to be so fast. Is there an underground passage? Or do the goblins have flying mounts? The 18th level Goblin Lord said respectfully, "We are taking the underground safety passage. In order to better manage all the goblin tribes in the forest, the kingdom has established multiple safety passages in the underground world that extend in all directions. Inside the underground safety passage, there is also a magic rail car that can slide quickly. With the help of the magic rail car, our team arrived in this area in just 2 days. After that, we have been investigating information about the goblin tribe in the surrounding area. Just when we were about to go to that goblin tribe, we met a few human wanderers. Through them we learned about the Black Technology Castle. So, we were captured by this lord, but we didn't resist at all." The 18th level Goblin Lord and the other 20 or so goblins all looked at Tang Xiaofan with flattering faces. Tang Xiaofan didn't feel embarrassed. He was used to it. This was the right of the winner. What Tang Xiaofan was concerned about was the underground safety passage in the magic rail car mentioned by the 18th level Goblin Lord. Beyond my expectation. The Goblin Kingdom not only has underground safe passages that extend to all directions and all power areas, but also has built a subway. Isn't the underground magic rail car a subway? The world of magic is indeed not to be underestimated. Tang Xiaofan suspected that this world might not only have the dwarf airships and elf arcs in a certain game. It seems that these local forces have not had a break in the inheritance of civilization. If it is a kind of magic or a martial art, Tang Xiaofan would not care, no matter how exaggerated it is, because a single skill cannot form a technology. But the magic rail car is not understood. This is a comprehensive product. There are many problems that need to be solved, and many technologies are required. This shows that the magic technology level of the local forces may not be that low. Tang Xiaofan continued to ask, "What is the plan of the 20 level Goblin Elder?" The 18 level Goblin Lord shook his head and said, "The Goblin Elder only sent me here to gather intelligence and did not tell me the specific plan. But I'm very sure that the greedy Goblin Kingdom will definitely invade your castle territory." After becoming Tang Xiaofan's captive, the 18 level Goblin Lord and the goblins beside him all hated the greedy Goblin Kingdom. Goblins are originally synonymous with greed, cowardice, and evil. Facing a powerful existence, they surrender. The goblin tribe in the underground world was once a vassal of a dark dragon. They often paid tribute to the dragon to avoid being eaten. But until now, The goblin tribe has taken refuge in the black technology castle, and the underground black dragon has not appeared. Maybe it is full and sleeping, and when it wakes up and gets hungry, it will naturally think of the goblin tribe, the free meal delivery. When facing a weak existence, the goblin will immediately become a greedy and cruel slaughterer. This is the goblin, a neutral race in the chaotic camp. After hearing the words of the 18th level goblin lord, that he wanted to invade the black technology castle, Xander instantly showed his murderous intent, and said to Tang Xiaofan, "My lord, please allow me to clean up the disloyal people in the goblin kingdom." Respected God's envoy, the 18th level goblin lord said cautiously, "In the goblin kingdom, there may be a large number of warriors, and the number of troops in the black technology castle is still a bit small." Xander glanced at him with disdain. The 18th level goblin lord immediately lowered his head in fear, and dared not say more. Tang Xiaofan said, "Why did you capture those wanderers, and send them back?" The 18th level goblin lord said, "The purpose of capturing them is to investigate the information of the other world." Tang Xiaofan said, "How do you know about the other world? Not only goblins, but also goblins, two-headed ogres, and lizardmen know that there are unusual existences in the other world." The 18th level goblin lord said, "Some time ago, a voice sounded in our minds, telling us that creatures from another world have descended on the god and demon continent. This voice said that we must kill the creatures from another world and destroy their castles in order to live happily." Tang Xiaofan took a deep breath. He didn't know where this voice came from and which terrifying existence it came from. But he finally knew why the local forces and wild monsters would attack the castle of the castle lord so actively. Mysterious power reward. Isn't this similar to the welfare of their castle lord? The only difference is that the two are from different factions. Who is the owner of the voice? We don't know. Tang Xiaofan frowned and then changed the subject. How many people are there in the goblin kingdom, and how big is the army? The goblin lord hurriedly said, "The goblins in the forest are about 1 million or more. The core population of the kingdom has a legion composed of 5,000 elite goblin warriors." The goblin lord spoke in great detail. He was not a legion warrior, he was a member of the palace guard of the goblin kingdom. His duty was to protect the king and guard the palace hall. Because of his status, the level 20 goblin grand elder found him and sent him to lead a team of goblins to participate in this mission. As someone close to the power center of the goblin kingdom, the level 18 goblin lord knew a lot of information about the goblin kingdom, including the number of strong men, the size of the kingdom's army, and the goblin kingdom's defense deployment. He was quite familiar with these secrets. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.